Hi everybody and welcome to some Toonkind D&D. My name is Whis and I am your master of ceremonies for the duration of this silly little game called the Riddle of the Ravishing Red Ruby. And this is my first effort DMing for 2024. Yay!
Hey, snap to that, baby, let's go!
And this is a little bit different to other games that I've run before, so I have a support person waiting in the wings to help me with this. But that will come up when it's relevant. For this very silly little jaunt, I have estimated an angst rating of 0 with no significant trigger warnings. And additionally, we have 4 wonderful players. So while I adjust the settings on my mic, apparently, can top to bottom, you guys introduce yourselves and who you're playing.
Hello, my name is Spec or Spectral Hunt, and I will be playing one Detective Grim Tome.
I thought it was a private investigator.
Shoot!
Hi, my name is Avi, and I want to say, for the record, I have checked. People use private investigator and private detective interchangeably for the same thing.
Well, the thing is Tome has a thing. He hates to be called detective. It's a whole thing, and
I'm sorry. I think it's because I talked about Detective Hot Boy earlier.
Honestly, it's probably actually because
I'm a dick.
so much dark side.
Anyway. My name is Avi, Avi Aviator. Today we'll be playing a new character named Private Detective Kamale, or Detective Cam. Yeah, he's here.
He's queer.
Oh fuck, it's my turn. Hi, I'm Jade / Mega Marine, and today I'll be playing my funny little wizard. My dearly beloved is gone through much. Is so tired. Phineas Hawthorne.
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Marzi. I'll be playing not that character. I bet you thought I'd do the funny intro. No, this is Leo. And only Leo, who is so very normal and polite and has never beaten up statues with his bare hands.
Punched at least 2.
Sounds
Never. Leo? Never. He still hasn't gotten those punch gloves.
Love that.
Because it's Leo, I will also every now and then interject with his little doggy, Camembert or Cam.
We have 2 cams for the price of 1.
Amazing. Oh dear. All right, well, let's get ourselves started with our little adventure. It is mid-February, and each of you have received a letter in your postbox or otherwise mail receiving method of choice. And this, in words coming out of my mouth, I'm off to a great start. It says inside this letter, "Dear holder of this invitation, I am Lord Leopard of the Cocoa Jungle Estate in southern UPA. For my annual Ruby Ball, I have elected to make things more interesting and invite my guests randomly from all walks across Ankwell. Please attend upon my estate house on February 17th at sunset for a formal party. Full catering, dancing, mingling, music. No special theming, please simply wear your most delightful attire. There will be a prize as well for best dressed guest. Should you be unavailable, I humbly ask that you hand this invitation to someone else. I don't mind who. I look forward to meeting you at the event. Formally yours, Lord Leopard." And
Wait, that's kind of cute.
I will post the text in the roll zone for future reference should you need it. How would each of you react to getting such an invitation?
Alright, can I go first?
By all means.
Phineas arrives back from UPA the day before the event, and he's told by the basically his tenant and landlord, you got a letter. He reads it and he just gives the heaviest sigh as he goes up to sleep and get his fanciest old wedding gown.
Back to UPA, huh?
Yeah, back to UPA. Let's go. Fun.
I'm going to be so fucking real. Cam almost tossed this in the trash.
Rude.
The only reason he decided to go was because an acquaintance of his pushed him to go. Fun fact, this acquaintance is a tailor. All he did for his outfit was put on a vest and a bow tie. He read best dressed guest, and he was like, but he's showing up anyway.
Leo got this letter in the mail, and then went back inside his house, held it up in the air, and was like, I got to the mailbox first. Guess who was invited to a fancy rich people party, bitches?
You know Timmy was bullying him for at least a little bit.
Arana's just like, steal something!
Literally, Timmy's only request is steal something.
Leo just waving it around like I'd bring someone for a +1, but it says nothing of the sort, and anyway, if it did, I'd still only bring Camembert.
Damn.
Not even your little brother.
Man,
I'm
look at
sorry,
the
it's a rich
level
people,
chance.
it's a rich old people party, Cam. You are going to get pinched by so many rich ladies with long acrylic nails. I
Thank you
can't
very
risk that.
Not only that, there is a non-zero chance it will turn into a murder.
Yeah.
Leo had to talk Camille out of forcing being his forced +1 by mentioning all the rich ladies with acrylic long nails and how he is a very small, cute child. But yep, Leo went digging into his many plastic bins of disguise outfits, decided, I'm going as myself, I don't need a disguise, and turned that into a reason to go shopping.
I love him so much. But also, gosh, Leo, you're so Leo.
What does that mean?
He's just a polite little boy.
And I guess for Tome, he got the letter. Momentarily wondered how it ended up at his place, and then what, you know what, it's random. And then not knowing Leo was going to be there, very important distinction. Why not? He cast Disguise Self, and he's ready to go.
Damn, it's not even real? Fucked up.
He can't change. We're not angsting this game.
Oh, you're right. Wait, that's right.
Oh dear. All right. Cool. So making your way to the Cocoa Jungle Estate. It is a large manor house surrounded by jungle trees with a manicured lawn, and I have a picture of it. And for some reason, my thingy is not showing me the most recent folder. That's really inconvenient. Thank you, Windows 11. Here we go.
Shout out.
It kind of has this sort of Taj Mahal sort of style to it, and very distinctly,
Oh, pretty.
distinctly UPAN. How are you all making your way to the party? Are you going to just sort of all go at the same time, do you reckon? Just by happenstance show up at the door at the same time? Give me your vibes for this. How do you want this to go down?
I think it would be really funny if Tome and Leo were the only ones who showed up at the same time.
That's what I was thinking. The only other option is Tome gets there earlier than when Leo.
I was about to say Leo would show up fashionably late by 5 minutes.
I think I have an idea then for Tome's reaction if we have Tome show up before Leo. Tome would also probably be one of those people to get there early.
Alright.
So he wants to get. He'll probably be. He won't be like the first person there, but he'll definitely be one of the earlier people. He likes to have enough time he can look around the location, get to know all the exits, stuff like that.
Sure. All right. Is anyone else getting there early, or are we aiming for on time or fashionably late?
Phineas wanted to get there last because he's fucking tired. He's putting on a smile for this.
All right. What about Cam?
I think he is on time. TM.
Punctual.
Flashes the invitation like it's a badge or some shit. Walks inside.
I'm gonna
All
love
right.
him. I can already tell.
All right. Okay, so the order of operations then is Tome, Cam, Leo, and then Phineas. All right.
Yes.
So because there is gaps. Hold on. I have lost my place. Yeah. So because there are gaps, we will get to do this little bit for each of you. That's fun. So Tome, we're starting with you. So as you approach the manor house, there are a few other people who are also arriving at the same time. There are 2 people who are arriving at the same time, actually, and they are. I have pictures of them. This person and
Me excited for the Whis art.
this person. And I'm pretty sure I have scope-proofed these NPCs, so we should be sweet. All right, so at the same time as Tome...
That's a rat.
That little guy right there, that little mouse guy, all I needed today, actually. That's it. We're all
That's
good.
a rat. That's a rat.
Oh dear. All right. So you are arriving at around about the same time as this Frank and Ali mole toon and a UPA and little mouse toon, who are arriving at around about the same time. And the mouse is chattering to the mole about how, oh yes, these kinds of parties are very, very common with the upper crust. I should know.
Tome has never hated someone so quickly. This is a bad time to mention Tome's an eat the rich person. Tome making the mental note, avoid at all costs. If we get robbed, see if anyone else needs saved first.
Lamau!
Oh,
Fucking
dear.
wild.
It's women and children first, and that guy last.
Lol. So you the 3 of you are kind of approaching the door at the same time, and there is a butler who is waiting at the front door as you approach. And he looks at the 3 of you and goes, welcome to the Cocoa Jungle Estate. Could I see your invitations, please? And the little mouse, he has his, he's a bit shorter than this butler, so he holds it aloft, very, very, like, with a flourish, going, here is my invitation. And the little mole, he just sort of pulls it out of his pocket, and it's a little bit crumpled, and he holds it up in both hands. It's like, here's mine.
Tome voice, the mole is protectable. The mouse is not.
Love that.
And the butler will take those 2 invitations and then look at Tome, who is outrageously taller than both of these other tunes.
Yeah, man stands at 7 foot, and he just kind of casually reaches into his hammer space, which he has learned now, if you have a disguised self, make sure you know where your hammer space is before you do anything. And he's managed to have this one kind of situated behind his back. And so he pulls out the invitation and just kind of politely hands it over. Here you go. I believe this is what you're looking for.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the party, the Red Ruby Ball. May I have your names, please?
Grimtome.
Thank you. And then the other 2's like, I am Maury, the autistic mouse. And he's like, thank you, Mr. Maury. And my name is Mub the mole. Thank you very much. Please come this way to the party room. And he turns away from the door and starts to lead you inside the estate. And I'll put these NPC names in the roll zone as well for future reference.
God, you can tell I'm too head full of Fae, because I heard "May I have your names" and I immediately pinged sus.
So the butler leads you in through the front door, through this absolutely shameless display of decadent opulence, to a pair of very finely carved wooden doors, and they're flanked with rich red velvet curtains. And he looks at this small group and goes, "Do you wish to store coats in our cloakroom this evening?"
No, thank you.
"Oh, I am not wearing a coat. I'm good, thank you." "Very well." And the butler pulls on a red velvet rope beside the door. And you are welcome to roll a perception should you like.
Percepi?
Should you like.
I got a nat 1. This
Okay,
is
never
not
mind. That's fine. So
We start off good.
he pulls on the rope and then waits for a beat and then opens both of these double doors. And steps through and then off to the side on the left. And he addresses the room and says, "Presenting, sorry, what was your title, dear guest?" And he's leaning over to Tome, because didn't give an honorific. Very good, thank you. Mixgrim, Tome, Mr. Mori the Artistic Mouse, and Mr. Mub the Mole. And there is 4 or so people in this room already, and they sort of turn and look at you, and a few of the people are nodding and whatnot, and then they go back to their mingling.
That explains in that one. Tome's brain fried for about 5 seconds. Center of attention.
All right, so I'm going to leave Tome there, and then we're going to move down the line to, I think it was Cam next. So you are, let me see. We have 4 people in the room already. You are arriving at the same time as one NPC, who I will also place in the chat. Doodly doodly doo.
Oh!
So Cam, you're arriving at around about the same time as this. I think she was Francanali. Yes, she's a Francanali sort of human-looking toon. She definitely gives you teenager vibes. And she is looking around, very, very excited. And the butler at the door, same sort of thing that Tome received before, so I won't go over the entire thing again. Can I see your invitations, please? And she holds hers out, and she's like, "Here! I'm at a fancy party." As I very well. And,
Oh, baby.
May I have your names, please? "Ah, yes, my name is Rosalind Waterhouse. Yes."
Detective Cam.
"Oh, very good, detective. Thank you. Please this way." And it leads you in through the house and pulls on the velvet rope. Do you want to roll a Persepi for Cam?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my god. I already know what kind of character he is now. What's your perception? You have expertise in this, don't you? So that's a 27.
Beauty.
Damn.
All right. So the butler pulls on the rope, and you can hear this pleasant sort of ding ding from the room on the other side of those double doors. And he opens the double doors, steps through and to the left, and says, "Presenting Miss Rosalind Waterhouse and Detective Cam." And again, the room turns and looks at you, and now 2 of our player characters can see each other.
Tome looks up at the phrase detective and relaxes slightly, because hopefully this means that if something does go wrong, it won't go so badly. At the same time, though, 2 detectives also increases the chance of plot. It's a 50-50 on if it's a win-lose.
I can't wait to see the reaction to the next 2.
Oh god.
Splendid, because I think Leo is next in the order of operations.
This me.
Fashionably late. Okay. So Leo, you are arriving with Camembert at the same time as... No, you wouldn't be late. You would be late. These two. I'm pretty sure these ones should be good.
Oh my fucking god!
Is
Wait,
that
I'm
excuse
gonna
of who I think it
cry.
is?
Oh
You
my
did not
God.
win.
1 second.
Oh, I'm gonna start actually sobbing.
What are their names?
They're
Give us
so
their names.
baby.
And the butler asks for names, and these two give the names of Astrid and Arvid Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage patch.
Whis.
Oh my god.
Oh.
There are like tears in my eyes. Hey god, give me a minute. I love them. Oh my god. I was gonna have Leo be so cool and nonchalant. How am I gonna do this now? I'm gonna start sobbing.
I thought y'all started adding Mac, and you added them not in the chat where the images are, guys.
I need you to understand, Mac loves those characters so much to the point that's what I got them for a birthday gift one time. The moment they dropped, I had to grab Mac.
Oh, I adore them.
Oh dear.
I need a sip of water. I need to collect myself.
Yep. Take a take a minute if you need it.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I love them so much. Okay. Yes. Leo's so cool and trendy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so and the butler takes you all through, pulls on the rope. Would you like to roll a Persepi on that rope too?
Yes. What is your Persepi? It's pretty okay because you have to keep up with so many detectives, but it's not great.
14. What did I put as the difficulty class for this? Doodly. Oh yeah. It's a little bit muffled because it's on the other side of a door, but you can hear a little ding ding as he pulls on that rope. And the butler opens the door, steps to the left, so presenting Mr. and Mrs. Astrid and Arvid Cabbage Patch, and esteemed guest Leo Layton and
Sir Camembert.
Sir Camembert. I love that so much.
Yes. It's
gosh,
what he
that's
deserves.
It's what he
deserves.
Oh, hell. Okay. I am going to turn directly to Tome at this point.
Yeah, Tome, your son is very, like, head held high like he belongs here, strutting into the room like he owns this place with his little doggy.
I like to imagine at this point, and this is the reason I wanted Tome come first, because I already knew what was going to happen. He's gotten like a drink or something, and he's probably facing away, and the moment it dawns on him who's there, he whips his head around and chokes on his drink. There is about a 5-second where he tries to not die before he is all movement speed next to Leo.
Leo sees him approaching, and that smug confidence turns into the most upset teenager look as he slumps no, I can't be seen with my dad. That's so embarrassing.
What are you? Okay, it's random. Of course, the chances.
No. I came here to possibly meet rich people. I didn't come here to be seen with my dad.
Wow.
Embarrassed by me? Are you?
Dad, I love you so much. A little bit.
Tome's giving you sad eyes.
Dad.
Okay, I see how it is.
Dad, I'm 18 years old. I can't have it look like I'm being chaperoned at a fancy rich people party.
It's all right. I completely understand.
Do you
I
though?
will-
You're not gonna cry
yeah.
about it to the others
not-
later?
I'm not gonna. I would never. No, I'm going to stand away, and you're an adult now. I'm going to let you spread your wings and do your own thing.
He's gonna cry
and
to himself later.
maybe, and make sure that nothing bad happens to you from a distance. You can be your own big boy.
Dad.
Cam sees this happen from the distance, and he's already looking for a place where he can just smoke.
Oh boy. Okay. So that leaves Phineas.
Yeah. Phineas is arriving late.
All right. I am going to say that you are arriving on your own with no accompanying NPCs, but that's okay. We'll meet everybody later, I'm
Fine
sure.
by me.
And like all the other ones, the butler takes your invitation and leads you in through the thing. Do you want to roll a perception on that velvet rope?
Sure. It's not just him. It is technically also Skrunkly. His little ferret familiar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sparkly have a bow tie?
Yes, he does have a little bow tie on her.
Yes!
Perception. That is a 4. And just a 4. Just letting you know.
Yeah, nah. So there's a pull on that rope. He opens the doors. Steps to one side. And what name and title do you give when the butler asks, if any?
Mr. Phineas Hawthorne, and he thinks for a second, and then he says, Sir Skrunkly Oseus the Third. For my familiar.
I love.
I love how the pets are getting the most opulent titles.
That's fantastic. I have not had enough sleep to remember, so I'm not going to repeat that. So we just pretend that the butler said that. Oh dear. And likewise, the people in the room stop, look at you for a few moments, and go back to their mingling. And now that you are all in the room, I invite the party at large to roll a perception for the party room.
Okay. Tome, buddy.
Oh no.
He's too sad about his son.
Too focused on watching Leo.
Didn't even notice Phineas arrived to the party.
He's a little stuck in dad mode, let's be honest.
Understandable.
Okay, Phineas is very tired.
Look.
um.
He has a story to tell, that's for fucking sure.
All right. Well,
Don't be talking.
I'll start with you. So this room has mostly got white walls, but it is absolutely dripping in red velvet curtains, red tablecloths, red carpets. All the staff that you can see that are sort of flitting around doing the normal butler sort of stuff have red in their outfits somewhere. That's more or less all Phineas gets. Tome with the 17. Gosh, I wish you guys had different nicknames so I could tell you apart a bit better. Yeah, with the 17, you get that layout of the room. And you can see that there is a buffet table off to one side. There is also a grand piano, and there's quite a lot of art. There's statues, paintings. It's very, 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 very rich people. Absolutely very rich people. And for Cam and Leo, so you can see all of this. It is like this guy, the host of this party, is obscenely rich. And seems to think a little bit pretty highly of himself, because you know that his name is Lord Leopard, and you can see there are lots of paintings on the walls of leopard style tunes. So presumably that might be him or some relatives of his. And the two of you also notice that as Phineas is shown into the room, the butler who showed you all in has made eye contact with someone else in the room and made some motions with his hands. Do either of you speak Toon sign? Speak in brackets. No Toon sign.
Yes.
Cam does.
All right.
One has very limited.
All right. So you can see this butler make in sign language saying all the invitations have now been accounted for. To someone in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to roll a d4. And I'm not going to get out my physical dice for this. That's too much effort. 2. All right. Second from the top. That is Avi in the chat. So that means Cam, you are being approached by a UPA Leopard tune, who I also have a picture of. I drew all of our NPCs because that's just how I live my life.
I know this and I love
You
you.
work so much.
Oh my god!
With your art!
What the fuck?
Holy shit. It's so good.
I'm going to cry at every piece of art you send, Whis. What the fuck? I'm so glad I have a full water bottle.
I'm really glad you guys like my NPCs.
What the fuck?
So Cam, you're being approached by this tune. He is distinctly UPAN. And he seems so happy to see us. Like, welcome to my party. I'm Lord Leopard. Welcome to my annual Ruby Ball. I have you had a look around? Are you having a good time so far?
Do you have a smoke room?
Oh, yes, we do have an awning off to one side where you can partake of such things. We don't have anyone in there at the moment. I don't think we have any like fire-based tunes. Sometimes they like to use it to let off a little bit of smoke. But yes, it's off on that side. But thank you so much for coming. It's already so wonderful to meet all these new people. It can be so boring sometimes, only rubbing elbows with the upper crust. Don't you agree?
Right. He's gonna walk towards the awning.
Oh, well, we might catch up later. It was lovely to meet you. And then he immediately turns. I'm going to roll a d3 now.
Oh my god.
What a rude little man!
I don't know how else to say he does not care for rich people.
Why are you here?
He was forced to!
Detectives be like, I'm gonna go to a rich person event, but I'm going to hate the rich.
All right. Lord Leopard then turns and makes a beeline for Phineas. And you're getting very much the same enthusiastic greeting. Welcome to my annual Ruby Ball. It's so lovely to have you here. I'm Lord Leopard. I'm your host for this evening. What was your name?
Phineas Hawthorne, and he does extend out a hand.
Oh, yes, very, very good. I am terrible with names. This is why I have the butler tell everyone's names at the door, but it's been such a busy day already. And he'll take Phineas's hand and give it a little bit of a shake. It's so wonderful to see so many different people at my annual Red Ruby Ball. And like so many people love to come and admire my beautiful red ruby, which you can see here in my hat. And he motions up to his. It's kind of like a cross between a turban-like crown sort of thing with the hat that the person at the front of a parade might wear, like out of a marching band, that kind of cylindrical upright hat. And it's got this huge, huge ruby embedded in the front. Like, it's enormous. It's like large cheeseburger-sized ruby in his hat.
Okay, important question. Are we talking American cheeseburger or...
Okay, hold on. I need to get a different...
Whis, I'm sorry all your players are American.
I know that. You would think I'd know better. Okay, hold on. Let me find something on my shelf that is standard in every country. Okay. So, you know the box that a standard size pop vinyl figure comes in?
Yes.
It's about that size.
Got it.
Oh, guy's wearing a
So,
Funko Pop on his head.
This guy's how tall is this guy?
He is about 2.5 feet tall.
What
Okay,
the
so
fuck?
Phineas has to like lean down to take a good look at the ruby, and as like one of the butlers is passing by, he grabs a wine glass and takes a sip from it, and just like, that is a very ravishing ruby, I must admit.
Oh yes, it's one of my most precious possessions, but I could not keep such a beautiful thing just to myself. Oh goodness, no. Which is why I hold this ball every year. And you know, I've had things where different themes and then had different guest lists, but this time I decided all of my normal guests have seen the ruby, and it's too beautiful not to share with everyone, which is why I had the guest list randomized. Poor Jeeves. I told him to put a phone book on the dartboard and throw a dart, and I'm almost certain he did it. The good man.
So you're telling me that you don't know anybody at this ball?
Oh no, that's not correct. One of my dearest friends managed to get an invitation, which was quite fortunate. Lord Dandy Dinmont is one of my dearest friends. We're neighbours, don't you know? That's him over there. And he points out another tune.
Am I gonna cry? Oh my god! That's Iggy!
That's just Iggy.
Fucking
That
idiot.
is just Iggy.
I can't believe you put Iggy.
Phineas has a strong sense to punt that man.
You put Fletch's dog in the game.
I had a nickel for every time Iggy ended up in an AI game. I'd have 2 nickels, which is
But it's weird that it's happened
Three.
twice.
Especially seeing as I
now.
have never seen a photograph of this animal, so like it's just good luck, I guess.
Fletch, please.
Just
in the
imagine,
gallery,
imagine
take a
this
picture.
character Whis, but a shorter
Real dog.
snout and white, like a crusty white dog,
And
Okay.
a real dog.
and a real dog.
And a real dog. Okay, yeah, I can picture that.
Like-
Completely lost my
Fletch-
train of thought there.
I-
Yes. Okay. So yeah, he
I-
points out this dog tune on the other side of the room. Is it so? No, it's not as though I don't know everyone, and of course I know my staff. But no, it's exciting because then I get to make new friends, new acquaintances, and otherwise I might not get that opportunity.
Of course. Quick couple of questions. First of all, while I have introduced myself, I never introduced the one who actually got the invitation, and he introduces Sir Scrunkly Asadius III.
Oh, well, aren't you a delightful guest? Oh, that means we have 2 bonus guests today. Oh, how exciting! Well, it's wonderful to have you both here.
Quite. Second question: is that piano available for anybody to play, or are you having somebody play it?
Oh, well, we do have music happening later in the evening, but if you wish to go ahead, please do. I'm very excited to hear all sorts of music, yes.
Of course, I might make myself acquainted with it then. Do please introduce yourself to the other guests. You'll get a little early music from me then.
Oh, how
and
exciting.
we'll take a
I've been meaning to
take a
learn
swig of the
myself.
wine.
And he just keeps chattering as you wander off towards the piano.
I love this guy. What a little goofy guy.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a d2. Apparently he's introducing himself to Tome last. That's hilarious. Okay, so he after he realizes that Phineas has wandered away from him, he sort of turns, he's scanning the room, and then he spots Leo with Camembert, and he's like, "Oh goodness, I have not introduced myself to this guest," and he's trotting over with intent. Like friendly intent, but intent.
I feel like Leo is just standing there like he belongs here with like a flute of champagne in one hand, very carefully not drinking it where Tome can see him.
Oh dear. And Lord
You
Leopard comes up
just don't really like it.
comes up to Leo and goes, "Thank you so much for coming to my party this evening. Are you enjoying it so far?"
Oh yes, actually, this is my very first time at a gathering like this. It's amazing how much you've decorated in here.
Oh, well, we have to fit the theme, as you may know from the invitation. I think I wrote it on the invitation. Yes, as my annual Red Ruby Ball, because I like to show off one of my most precious possessions. It's been in my family for years. Have you seen my beautiful red ruby? And he's motioning to his hat.
Of course.
It's been in my family for such a long time. It's such a delight. I'd be so devastated if anything were to happen to it, which is why I keep it right here.
That is extremely fair, and I hope you don't mind that. I did notice this was a party about rubies, and I assumed the color red. And just to stand out a little bit, I did go with a blue outfit. I hope that's all right.
Oh, no, quite all right, quite all right. I specifically didn't ask for a dress code, simply that you wear your most beautiful outfits, your most fashionable outfits. It doesn't matter the color. Doesn't matter the color. Not for this year's party. I have, in the past, asked for all of my guests to only wear red. That was a little bit of an issue. A lot of my friends are UPA, and we all like the same shades of red. I may have lost a few of my friends for a few hours, so I'm not doing that the second time around. So we learn from your mistakes.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But is there anything you would like to know about my beautiful ruby or anything in my estate? It has been here for quite some time.
I did have a few questions, perhaps about while your ruby is beautiful and it's so shiny, I for one have a vast interest in visual arts like paintings and sculptures, and I did have a couple questions.
Oh, please, go ahead. We have lots of art. I am so fortunate. My guest is an absolute connoisseur. That's wonderful. I mean, we do have an artist here as one of our guests. I've already met him. But no, by all means, ask away.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to know how long you've had some of these. They're so well made.
Oh, well, some of them have been in my family for generations. Others I have commissioned myself. Like this one, for example, he motions to this very large, like 4 times his actual body size, painting of him holding his large ruby in his hands. And like it is definitely it's funny because it's painted as this in the same sort of painting style as like the Mona Lisa, except it's so distinctly UPA and at the same time.
And also he's holding a ruby.
And also he's holding his ruby, yes. But then other pieces of artwork we have a bit more of a practical uses apart from just simply ornamental. Like we have a tapestry of my entire family tree just here. And he motions to this I keep getting those words mixed up. Motions to this large tapestry on the other side, which you and anyone else, if you care to look at it later, is welcome to roll a history on.
Oh, a history.
Mm-hmm.
Or is any of us can roll?
Yeah, if you like. Sorry, I muted my mic to eat popcorn.
Okay.
Popcorn.
Well,
I love when Marzi and I share exactly one brain cell.
Sorry, it's the bird in me.
Yeah, it's all good. Beaut. And you want to roll one for Phineas, or are you too busy playing the piano at the minute?
I feel like Phineas is a little too busy playing the piano.
All right, no worries. So for Cam, that's a 9. Yeah, it's a tapestry. Looks like a family tree. Cool. For Leo and Tome, looking at this tapestry, there are lots and lots of rich people on this thing. Like, so this Lord Leopard fellow is old money. He is absolutely the descendant of lots of relatively influential over UPA's history rich people. They're not like you would know from like any kind of history book or anything about the aristocracy of UPA, if you may have picked one up. They're not bad people for the time they were in. They were all just rich as hell. Like, really, really rich as hell.
Yeah, this is something Leo would know, that fucking history nerd.
But yeah, so he's pointing out all these tapestries and this piece of artwork, this generic landscape painting, generic angel statues of Lord Leopard. There's a few of those.
Angel statue.
Stuff like that.
An angel statue and like a shiver runs down Leo's line art, but he's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh gosh. But yeah, Lord Leopard is quite happy to just ramble about anything that is within eye line of the two of you.
Yep. And Leo is very good at pretending to listen. He has 7 brothers.
Oh dear. I am just gonna roll something real quick. Whoop, that is too many zeros. Yeah, alright. So he'll ramble for a little bit. He's pointed out some of what he considers to be the most expensive paintings and the most fancy and fashionable ones, and then he sort of stops a little bit and goes, there are still other guests that I have to introduce myself to. I hope I'm not being rude, but I simply must continue and do my rounds of the room. Please feel free to mingle. There are lots of different people from all across Ankwell here. I do hope you're enjoying the party.
Oh yes, of course, absolutely. I wouldn't want to hog our host after all.
Oh,
please, feel free.
Most kind. I'm sure I will catch up with you again later. Ta-ta for now. And he just sort of turns around and trots off. And he's going to make a beeline for Tome.
Cool. Leo sees that Tome is going to be the next one talking to this guy who talks a lot and starts drinking his champagne.
Leo voice, this is about to be a show.
No, it's more, my dad's distracted, I can have a little bit of alcohol.
You are so... Okay, but that makes it really funny because of what I was gonna have Tome roll. Because you said he's around 2 feet tall, correct?
Oh yeah, he's not very tall at all.
I'm rolling a perception at disadvantage.
Fucking God, you would do that to him?
Don't be mean to him. He's so tiny. I mean, that's still a 16.
It's probably
he's gonna
helped.
see him, but it's definitely gonna take him. He's not gonna be as fast as Tome probably could have.
It probably helps that the guy just immediately starts talking. And he talks a lot, and because he recognizes that Tome is a lot taller than him, he is projecting. So, he's like, thank you so much for coming to my party. It's lovely to have you here.
Tome looks down, contemplates taking another sip of his drink, but doesn't. Thank you.
Oh, you are very, very tall. I do not have any way of getting up there. I hope it's all right if I project slightly.
It's all right. I completely understand.
Are you enjoying the party? I'm very glad to have so many different kinds of people here.
I am. Thank you so much for inviting so many of us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It does get a little bit, you meet the same people every time. There's so many different people in Ankwell after all. And while I have traveled, obviously, it's fun to have new people over.
Oh, of course. You gotta keep a variety at your parties.
Absolutely. It's the spice of life. It's the spice of life.
This guy.
What?
I said Tome internally? Oh, I hate this guy, actually.
No! He's so silly!
And he, just as he has with everyone else, he very fondly rambles about the party, about his ruby. He brings the ruby up about 3 times. And he's quite happily just chatting, and he does not notice any hint of disinterest that Tome may have been unable to hide from any other casual observer. He is completely oblivious.
Let me roll a deception, see how interested he's looking. He's not looking very interested. But let me double check on that modifier. Yep. I will say, after about the 3rd time the ruby gets brought up, he blinks for a second and then raises his hand and goes, I do have to ask.
Oh yes.
How long have you been in Inkwell as a toon?
Oh, well, I was born here and raised here, and I've lived here all my life.
And how many years has that been?
Pause while I think of how old this guy is.
I'm so sorry.
You can't just ask rich people their age.
Oh, Tome is, without hesitation.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh, well, I am 31 years of age, you see.
And how in those
Peasants.
31 years have you not learned that bragging about an expensive item is bound to bring plot?
I never would have thought of that. I mean, I've been holding these balls for at least the last decade, and all of my friends have seen it, and so I wanted more people to see it.
Oh God, it's okay.
After-
Tome takes
The
a sip of his
brightest light
drink.
is worth nothing if kept in a cave, after all.
Tome just kind of tilts his head like, sure. Tome internally, oh gosh, I'm gonna have a job by the end of the
Damn, all these old people not knowing how to humor each other. The youngest kid here is the most polite.
Oh dear. But yeah, he'll seems to have absolutely zero understanding of why showing off a very large gemstone might be a bad idea. He rambles a little bit more for maybe another minute or two, and then goes, "Well, I won't keep you for too long. There are still others who I have to introduce myself to. Please enjoy the
Go
party,
ahead.
mingle, and enjoy all the food. Yes, thank you." And he turns around and he goes to talk to someone else.
Tome is so happy for this, and he's going back to watching Leo.
Leo's flute of champagne is suspiciously empty.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, Leo. Tome is gonna head over then. It's play nice, but you're drinking? His little boy?
Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to mingle and feel free to interact with each other and the NPCs in any capacity. And I'll chime in when it is relevant. So the floor is yours.
Tome is heading over to Leo to just stare at him like, Leo?
Dad, I thought you were going to give me some distance today.
Well, you know what? I've had a drink or two, and there's a very pointed look at that. And you know what? I've decided, that kind of fogs the mind a little. So I can't quite remember that agreement.
Well, I'll have to remember this the next time that, my other dad gets brought up at any point.
Tome coughs slightly. I don't see how that's relevant.
Oh, would you look at that? There's someone playing the piano, my dad!
Okay, I will say Tome looks up at that and can I see that he sees Phineas?
Yeah.
Leo says that and Tome looks up and just goes, "Oh gods, no."
The really funniest thing is that I was literally gonna say that, like, Phineas is playing the piano. Skrunkly has been walking around gifting people blueberries, and he notices Tome
Perch?
and immediately runs towards him.
Tome does soften at the sight of Scrunkly. He likes
Ferret to
Scrunkly.
ferret communication.
Literally.
I
Tome
do-
even crouches down slightly in the dress, or just to give Scrunkly a little pet and help him up.
Yep. He bows with his little bow tie, and then he climbs up.
Hello there, Scrunkly. At least you're here. And he gives a little scritch on the head. How are you doing?
He does like a headbutt against your neck,
No. Okay.
and he
don't
offers
have
you a
any
blueberry.
snacks for you. Oh, a blue. Why, thank you. And Tome gladly takes it and eats it. Tome voice, I like this one.
Just so I can have him like established, Cam did in fact come back in. He's still wearing his hat. I forgot to draw that into the reference. He's wearing a hat. But the coat, instead of like fully wearing it, it is like over his shoulders, kind of draped.
Baby.
Yes.
Why are you calling this asshole a baby?
He's a detective. What else do I need?
That's fair. Only Spec would call a raggedy old man a baby.
I feel like we have kind of a funny setup for Cam to get involved. Cause
Oh no.
Cam the detective walks back inside and hears a little loudly, "Bye, Dad. Come on, Cam."
Yeah, he kind of blinks and like looks over and just realizes, oh, there's a dog. Okay.
Oh, okay, great. 2 Cams.
Also, once Phineas is done playing, because he's only going to play one song. Something a little melancholy, but enough that it can be ambience for the background. He's like looking for Scrunkly, and he's like, he turns on Scrunkly vision.
No.
And sees himself from a perch, and then looks in that direction, and turns off Scrunkly vision, sees Tones, and he's just like, biggest sigh.
I love the mutual, are you kidding me? These two have seen the other.
The question I will pose to Phineas is, has Phineas seen Tome in the absolutely stunning ball gown that Tome is wearing before?
No. He can recognize Tome, but he does blush a little bit seeing Tome like that, I will say.
I'm gay.
I got another one bites the dust.
Oh, please. So Phineas gets up and grabs his glass of wine that he's sipping through, and he walks in the direction of Tome.
Leo has managed to escape this time.
Leo probably gonna want to. This is about to get awkward. I can sense it. Tome kind of sees Phineas approaching and like gently scratches Scrunkly's head again as he just waits for the other to come over as he kind of crosses his arms and takes a sip from his drink.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Tome.
Phineas.
Why they have X vibes?
Yeah, why the fuck do they sound like they're divorced?
I was like, shoot. We had
We can't.
Fuck.
Phineas actually does have a small smile. I will say this. It's not like seeing somebody he recognizes. At the very least, he says, oh, well, at least it's good to know that I have somebody I recognize this party.
Well, it is good to see you as well, on better terms.
Quite. I don't like the fact that our last conversation was about plot, and you're here.
Oh, I'm already quite certain that plot's gonna happen. I was hoping this would be a nice vacation until I started hearing our host talk about how expensive and important and rare their diamond was. And, well, I
Ruby.
know enough thieves to know that this is going to not end well.
Well, luckily enough, I do happen to have locate object prepared. In the case of somebody stealing it, I have gotten a very good look at it. So
Okay, good. Who knows? Maybe we will actually be able to enjoy this dance.
believe me, I need a break after yesterday.
You had an exciting day, I'm guessing?
I met some interesting folks. I was
Oh,
here
boy.
actually in UPA color block.
Oh. Can I roll a history to see if Tome remembers if anybody he knows went to color block?
I mean-
Specifically, I'm looking at the professor.
I'm gonna be real. It was listed at Moria's office as a case that anybody could pick up.
Let me roll a history real quick. All right, Tome. Pop off, I guess. Let me click on the right. Out. Let me into art gallery. No, row zone. Wrong one. I can word.
Did you switch the 2 channels?
I may have accidentally. That was
Lamau!
I was like, why is it in the wrong spot? Tome kind of blinks for a second and just goes, "Oh gosh, the case."
What case?
Oh, you didn't know?
I'm not a detective.
Oh, there was a case there. Some sort of craziness. I personally did not investigate it. I am trying to give myself at least a day or 2 off in the week now. Something, the kids insist, mental health days.
Well, wait, you're a father? Did that ever come up when we were discussing when we were conversing?
Don't know, actually.
I don't think it did.
Oh.
So this just catches Phineas off guard.
Yes, I am the father of
4.
4. He does actually take a moment to count on his hands with that. 4.
I didn't know there was a Mrs. Tome somewhere in the picture.
There isn't.
I'm
Ah.
gay.
See, I would say that, but I look at what one of his love interests' pronouns are. He can't exactly say there will never be a.
That's so fucking funny.
Though then again, actually no, he can't say that in absolute confidence because he is 99% sure if those two ever did get together, he would not be the one giving up. He would be the one giving up his name, not the other way around. He knows who would.
Damn, what happened to Aerie?
I said if those two, there's multiple love interests. Let him live. He has 2 hands.
Well,
Imagine
I
having
won't
multiple
ask.
love interests.
I won't ask you about your love life.
No, it's all right. Don't worry. There is no Mrs. Tome, and I don't think there ever will be.
Either way, I see that you've made yourself acquainted with Scrunkly again.
Oh, I have. He gives a little scratchy scratch.
Are you going to be hanging out with Tom all night, or are you going to come back with me? And Scrunkly, you see Scrunkly do the weighted options motion with his hand, with his little paws, before he jumps over to Phineas.
Ah, that's fair. It was nice getting to catch up with you, little one.
Either way, yes, I had a very interesting evening yesterday.
Ah, well, I hope that today is at least a slightly more calmer. You know, if you would like, and Tome does actually get a small smile on his face. If you would like someone to talk to, I believe you were quite a, I say this quite affectionately, a nerd, if I remember correctly. Who has
Sure, I'm a wizard. I'm a studious type. I would not call myself a nerd.
It's meant affectionately. I know someone else here at this party who quite enjoys studying and knows a lot about Toon culture, specifically the artistic history of Toon culture.
Well, why don't you introduce me then? And
Of
he
course.
sends out. He takes out his arm to put it around.
Tome links his arms. I'm glad you introduced you. It's actually one of my children this way. And Tome is gonna start to walk towards Leo.
I think the funny thing is, Phineas, you absolutely notice this. It is not at all being hidden, but anytime Tome is very obviously leading you over to this redheaded kid. Anytime you get close, that kid very discreetly tries to turn around and walk away.
It's not working.
Oh,
His
dear.
dad has long legs.
Okay. I have
Don't
an
make me
idea of how
dementia
we
us.
can get the I have an idea of how we can get the entire party together.
Go for it.
In his attempt to get away, Leo actually runs into Cam.
Are we going with that?
We can.
It would be funny.
I don't think you can understand this man's stubbornness.
Leo accidentally spills champagne on this man, which is a big social faux pas at rich people parties.
Yeah, Cam just kind of looks down at the front of his vest.
By the score, I am so sorry.
It's fine. And he's
What's
going to
the-
walk away.
No, wait, hang on, I can clean it, wait.
Tome is watching this slightly and then turns to Phineas and goes, "We should watch this from a little bit afar. Let's follow." And
I mean, I do have prestidigitation. I could help.
oh, no. Let's just watch it. And he even holds up a hand to stop Phineas.
Let him suffer.
How tall
Getting
how
on
tall
screen.
is Cam, Avi?
He's about like 5'7", 5'8".
Cool, this 6 foot tall teenager is looking down at him with big teary eyes like, wait, I can clean it, I promise.
It's fine, kid.
But you're gonna smell like alcohol.
Assuming I don't already, it's fine.
I love him, Your Honor! I love
Of course. I should have expected that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to emphasize. He might be a rubber hose toon, but his genre is noir detective.
I love him! 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 I love him!
Oh dear.
He's trying to make his way back to that awning, by the way.
Oh dear. All right. I'm going to interject here.
Mhm.
And I am going to post all of the pictures of the NPCs that are currently visible in the room, so you can have them see who is here. You seem intent on interacting with each other for the minute, which is completely fine. But I am going to just show you all of the party guests. So give me 1 second.
I'm prepared to cry.
I do want to interact with some of the NPCs, by the way. I'm not just gonna interact with other players.
All right.
It's just
Tome will release you then. Tome, I hold up. Tome, he's an anxious man.
Now, I have more than 10 of these, so I cannot post them all at
Holy
once.
shit, Whis.
holy shit.
Wiz, you
Okay,
did
now
this to
I'm-
yourself?
Now I'm gonna have to interact. Now I
You-
have
And then
You've
you
met
made
me.
them all and then you made them all me safe?
Yes?
Bruh.
Well, there goes Marzi crying.
Okay, so batch 1 and
Ah!
whoa. Okay.
Oh, I love that little panda.
Good.
Oh, I love that little
Our
panda.
very first
I need to talk-
one.
I need to talk to that dog. I need to talk to the other dog.
Oh my god.
All right.
That old lady holding a bag.
All right. These are all of the NPCs currently visible in the room, with the exception of standard butler types, who I didn't draw because they are not that important.
I need to talk to that tall dog, the red in the red suit, immediately. Something about him has given me aura that I want to talk to him.
All right. Fantastic.
His
Um,
swagful demeanor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are all of the NPCs you can currently see in the room. The activity of note is the old lady in the corner. She is sitting in the corner knitting. And the one with the chef's hat is standing next to the a door that leads out of this room. Everyone else is sort of mingling in various different capacities, you think.
Alright, who wants to talk to an NPC first? I know Jade was so hell-bent on that tall dog.
You guys can go first. You need to resolve the alcohol issue on the shirt.
Leo is just like, I mean, I could just really quick, and kind of reaches out with a pointer finger, taps Cam's shoulder, and uses prestidigitation.
Kid, I said it was fine.
Okay, I gotta roll perception.
Don't touch me.
Does Camille? Does not Camille? Does Leo look upset in the slightest?
He's really teary-eyed.
Because the moment Cam raised his voice, I will admit Tome handed me full, like, mama bear fury.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's start walking over there.
Kid, you already cleaned me up. It's fine. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Everything okay over here?
I'm going. And Cam's gonna keep walking back to the awning.
I think that would be good.
He stops and looks at you.
His gaze is matched by Tome's, who is giving you a dead stare look. It's a detective stare off.
You know what? Phineas is going to look down at the kid and who's teary-eyed and be like, "Kid, how about we step away for a minute?"
Okay.
And Phineas is going to use he's going to start using his wand of Joya's wand of color to draw to entertain some guests and distract the kid. Which just draws little illusions on the air that last about a minute.
Oh.
You are
think I-
distinctly and immediately approached by the purple dinosaur-looking lady. That is so impressive! It's almost as if you didn't need a chalkboard. Haha, cool! My students would love that!
Oh, this is adorable. Any requests?
Oh, well, anything that takes your fancy. I'm absolutely fascinated by magic like that. It's my students love to draw, but you know, we can only keep the drawings on the chalkboard for so long.
Well, I do happen to be a wizard, so
Oh,
this
I
kind of
see.
stuff does come naturally to me.
Oh, see, of course. How? And do you want to roll an insight on her?
Sure.
Whoop.
Phineas is asking Leo, who he has not gotten the name of. Any requests, kid?
My
Game
first-
and bear. Game and bear.
Yeah, Cammy Bear lets out a little like yippee bark and is like, can you do a portrait of my dog?"
Of course. I rolled a 17 on the inside. Is it okay if I roll for performance as well to see how well I draw?
Please do. With that 17 on the inside.
It's a natural 20.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah!
god!
Photorealistic camembert. Wow.
Plus 8.
Nice. Yeah, with that 17 on insight, this purple dinosaur looking lady is increasingly nervous, like she has no idea how to act, and she's terrified that she's just put her foot in her mouth.
Oh.
She looks so nervous.
So you're a teacher?
Oh yes, for the School of Roars. Roar!
I love her. I'm gonna start sobbing.
Phineas is trying to calm her down by getting her to talk about herself, like, and actively engaging in conversation, just like the kind of thing of like bringing up anecdotes of his old teacher, of who taught him magic and all that stuff, back when he was much younger. And while he's doing this, he is drawing Camembert like expertly.
Hell yeah.
She's more than happy to ramble about that because, oh gosh, that's something that I have actual knowledge of. I'm not getting these fancy parties. So she will explain actually I'll do it in character. What am I doing? Oh yes, no, I'm Mrs. Gruffle. Knows I'm the headmistress at the School of Roars in UPA. I've got such a wonderful class of lovely little monsters. It's a wonderful school with lots of very good facilities.
Putting the one there, by the way, so you can read what its effect is. They actually dissipate after an hour, so they just remain there.
Amazing.
It's really funny.
There's just a photorealistic, colorful Camembert floating around.
That's quite interesting. Do you, is your school somewhere in where exactly in Nyquil is it, or is it near? Is it somewhere in UPA?
Oh yes, no, it is in UPA. I forget where exactly in UPA I put it. It's in there somewhere. Then we have a wonderful school. It's got very, very big. We had an incident a few years ago where we had this. It was an infestation, almost. I would call it, even though there was only one. It was quite inconvenient, but we all's well that ends well.
You had an infestation of what?
You would think that I would have grabbed all of my notes for all of these NPCs. One second.
You're good.
This is what happens when you recycle NPCs, guys. You need notes. Where is it?
You need to remember everything they've said about themselves.
Yep. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's this creature called a guzzleflap. They are so hungry all of the time, and it took all of the bulgy beans from our garden, and we needed those for a special event. You see, luckily we were able to get some adventuring type people to come and help, and thankfully they didn't hurt the poor thing. We've had to rehome it. We're hoping it doesn't come back. It does have a taste for bulgy beans, unfortunately.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of such a creature, or bulgy beans for that matter. At this point, by the way, Phineas finishes the picture of Camembert.
Cool.
Leo fucking loves that thing. He loves his dog so much.
Camembert's the best.
Camembert is just the greatest, goodest boy.
If you're ever looking for somebody to come to talk to children about kids or anything like that, I guess, at all, or about magic and that sort.
Oh, it would be wonderful to have a guest teacher. We have visitors come and run special events for our children all the time. They love when Mr. Snarlison comes over. He's a photographer. They love doing photography and videography with him. He's one of their favorite guests. Yes.
Well, I guess we'll have to exchange some information. I live, and he's just gonna give her his address. He'll continue conversing for as long as he needs to distract Leo and from the conversation that I'm guessing is happening with Cam and Tome.
Leo is actually he thanks Phineas for the lovely drawing of his dog, but he thinks he's gonna go sit down now.
Okay.
How are Tome and Cam doing?
Detective to detective communication derogatory.
Yeah.
No, Cam just kind of like straightens up, looks at Tome, and says, "Can I help you, guy?"
I understand that that child upset you, but there is no reason to snap.
Your kid.
Yes. And there is a small glare at that, like, you are correct with your deduction. That just makes things more dangerous.
Yeah, he kind of just sighs and lifts a hand and says, "Look, I'm sorry I yelled. I am. I don't like being touched, and I don't like being followed."
Detective, right?
Right.
Understandable. I'd offer a handshake, but, well, no touch. Understand. Name's
Okay.
Grim. Grim Tome.
Camille. You can call me Cam.
Nice to meet you, Cam. I'll let you go on your way now. I can tell that you prefer to be more isolated detective type. If you need anything, well, it's hard to miss me in this crowd. He kind of motions to his top of
You
his head.
always that protective.
Oh, all the time.
I mean,
He
you
finds
hover
it quite
around that
annoying.
kid like a hawk.
Leo can't help that he's the baby of the family, for real, for real.
Literally. Tome just gives a smile. What can I say? Used to be a detective. Private eye now, though.
Figures. Great.
Don't worry, I don't plan on interrogating you or even inciting you.
No, it just means something's going to happen at this party.
Oh, it absolutely is. Our host has been bragging the whole night about how rare and valuable and precious and limited edition. his
Really, I
vinyl-
haven't noticed.
I know. It's almost like he never speaks about it. Tome pinches the bridge of his nose. I tried to warn him to try and at least give us a day off. Would like at least a nice one dance where things did not
You're
go
talking
wrong.
to a rich guy. You think that he's going to care about anything?
No, but I can at least then say I tried. And then, I don't have to do as much paperwork later on. Not to mention, eases my guilt if, well, I'll save the others first.
Damn, you have guilt?
Yeah. Something I can't shake. It's the thing that makes me most human in this job. It got burnt out of you?
You ain't human, you're a tune.
And?
And?
It's a phrase. He gives a little roll of his eyes.
Oh, sure.
Well, I'll leave you be. I can sense the need to go stare into the distance angrily coming from you.
He quirks his eyebrow, just like you have to go rude in the corner watching your son.
Exactly. So I'll probably get another drink before I do so.
Okay.
I've picked up on that trope a little recently.
Okay. So you're the kind of guy with, abandonment issues.
Oh my god, y'all just met, damn!
I just finished my chocolate right as you said this.
I'm gonna be real. Tome's been subtly, digging at him. He's just going for the throat.
Famine. Hey, ain't that subtle.
I'm so sorry, Whis, that the two depressed detectives ended up near each other.
God.
And I see you have attachment issues. Or at least I can only assume so by the way you keep pushing everyone away. You're attempting to stay near nobody else, and the moment that any sort of emotions get brought up, you try to push them away, such as guilt even.
Guilt clouds the judgment on a case, investigator.
Emotions
I'm not sure
cloud.
if you've noticed, but it would do better to pay attention to the crowd in the face of a brewing plot.
Oh, I do notice.
You're the
And
one
I am
still
doing my
talking to
best.
me.
Oh, I'm still talking to you because I'm getting to know you. For example, I just very quickly learned most likely you lost someone on a case. Thank you
Oh.
for your work. And Tome turns to
Dude, this
leave.
is Whis' no angst game.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. Cam's been on his own ever since he was conceived. He's never lost anyone. He actually makes the most confused fucking expression ever.
That is the funniest misconception Tome could have had.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. You've never heard of a noir detective in your fucking life?
You're talking to one, thank you very much.
And your first assumption is that I lost someone? You just
Yes, it
didn't think that
happens
that's
quite
just
often.
how I am.
Nope.
Alright, bud.
Uh-huh.
I am going to
Whoever
interrupt
saw-
you guys there.
Alright.
Thank you.
And I am going to get you both to roll a perception while you're ripping each
Tomatoes
other
on
to shreds.
I was about to have Leo have a nice conversation with an old lady and you did this?
You said perception?
Perception, yep.
Alright.
The worst part is Tome, the NPC Tome wanted to talk to was also the old lady because he wanted to discuss knitting patterns. The duality.
Perfect. Those are both really nice high rolls.
What
All
is
right.
happening?
Okay, so as you guys are absolutely decimating each other, holy crap! There is a sort of a
I'm so sorry, Whis.
how do I describe this noise? Imagine if you've got like a tiled floor, and there's this sort of ticket sort of noise along the tiles. Like there isn't tiles on this floor, but that's the sort of noise that you hear. And
Oh, like someone's wearing high heels and like skittering?
kinda. But as you hear this noise, and then you both sort of look for the source of this noise, and just skittering between you two and then hiding behind one of the plush curtains is this tune.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Skitty, 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 skitty.
He has like teacup hands and a little tub head.
Hello.
What the fuck?
Tome's gaze has been snapped to this sound.
And you just see him slip behind a curtain. So he's distinctly UPAing, and so like flat against the wall, so you can't even tell he's there.
Oh god, Whis. You cut out.
Oh,
You cut out for the last bit.
that's what I get for turning away from my mic. Excuse me. Yeah, so he's UPAing, so he's two-dimensional. So he slides behind one of the red curtains, and you wouldn't even be able to tell that he's there. But you both saw him, like, easily.
Can
just
we
saw that
help
craft
you?
card.
Are you pulling back the curtain, or what are you doing? Just talking to him through the curtain?
Not yet. I'm not like pulling back the curtain yet.
Alright, well, there is no response to any talking to him through the curtain.
Well, Tome's gonna pull back the curtain then.
This little crab makes a sort of squeak noise, and then immediately darts to hide behind a couch or something.
It's rude to spy on people, you know.
There's no response. He's hiding behind behind a couch.
Does Tome has mage hand, right? I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he has mage hand. Can Tome try to pick up this guy?
Yep.
Tome just has this, like a little purple glowing hand reach under the couch and drag the crab out.
He makes another little sort of squeak and is batting his little half circle claw hands at the mage hand, going, nope, nope, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down. He'll see me, put me down. Ah! Ah!
Oh, I've already seen you.
He's not paying attention to you. He's just trying to bat away at the mage hand.
Tome is just still holding him. He kind of glances over at Cam like, you seeing this?
You seen this shit, Cam? Now I'm seeing it.
He might even say that actually. Like, you seeing this?
Oh, I'm definitely saying it.
I love Cam and Tome already and their dynamic of I'm going to tear you apart. Ooh, Case.
Incredible.
Live cam reaction.
Live cam reaction.
Tome just kind of wiggles the crab slightly with the mage hand. Hello, over here, the people you were hiding and ignoring.
There's this sort of long pause. He stops. He looks at you, looks at Cam, looks back at you, and then it's like, scrabble, 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 put me down, put me down!
And why should we?
Because I'll be spotted! Quick, 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 before he comes!
Who?
Who?
Pierre, put me down right this instant!
Why?
I haven't done anything to you. Put me down. This is most uncouth. Come, put me down.
Can I roll an insight on this?
Yep.
Handshake.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that took a hot second.
I love playing with detectives. It's great.
This was silly.
Well, he's definitely indignant. There is urgency about his tone, for sure. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to get out of those insight rolls?
Has this little guy done anything TM recently?
Where's the guilt?
No guilt. No guilt at all. But there's definitely, like, I wouldn't say mischief. Necessarily. It's not quite the same thing. It's a kind of playful, and you are making him lose. So he's quite put out.
Are you playing some sort of hide and seek game?
And what if I am? Put me down right this instant.
Well, it depends. Is it a hide and seek game that's legal or not?
What kind of question is that? And who
We're
are you to
detectives.
interrogate me? No, I have absolutely no reason to answer any of your questions. Pop me down. I have done nothing and you cannot detain me.
I literally am right now.
This is not the proper behavior for a formal party. Pop me down.
Oh, well,
the
good.
guy
I don't
d-
care about proper behavior at a formal party.
Dude. Sir. He's right. We don't have a warrant.
Tome kind of looks at Cam for a long moment and is internally like, oh boy. A rule follower. And then internally, before he puts the crab down.
The crab immediately gives a little bit of a huff. He adjusts his top hat, and then he scuttles, like, he only scuttles in, like, plain directions. So you never see him turn. It's always from the front. He immediately scuttles to go and hide in what like a sideboard cupboard sort of thing. So he's in the little cupboard.
Baby.
Cam is tailing this guy.
All right.
Tome is letting him. Tome is walking away. Tome voice, nope. If I'm not allowed to interrogate, I'm not getting emotionally invested in this. Nope, I'm avoiding cases. It's supposed to be my relaxation day.
Okay, cool.
Can
Leo, I think you had an NPC you want to talk to? Oh, Cam, you go first, Avi.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go for it.
So yeah, we good.
Okay, I just wanted to roll perception to see if I could see if there was anybody else doing a similar thing or looking for this guy.
All right. Yeah, you can roll a perception.
All right. All right.
25. All right, cool. So you're looking around at all of the people that you can see. And there are only two people that you can see that it might be. One of them I misclicked and did not actually post the image of, unfortunately. So one of them is
Oopsie
Oopsie doopsie. So one of them is this little guy
Oh my god.
who is
Mama's cry.
looking under tables and behind couches and things like that. And the other one is Mub the Mole, who is looking sort of around the statues and sort of lifting the paintings off the wall ever so slightly and looking behind them and things like that.
Right. He's gonna lean against the cupboard that the guy hid behind and look as nonchalant as possible.
All right. Sounds good. I'm so glad you guys are like my NPCs.
They're just so ippy bibby.
They're so good.
Oh dear. All right. Leo, you had an NPC you wanted to talk to.
Yeah, he had excused himself to have a seat, and he is approaching the little old lady who is knitting, and very politely, when he gets over there, kind of gives like a bow and is just evening madam, may I, and he gestures at if there is a free seat next to her.
All right. Well, she has her little basket on the seat next to her, and you can see that this basket does have a face, and it kind of gives you an up and down look, and then sort of it doesn't have any shoulders or anything. It's literally just a basket with a face on it. But if it could shrug with only being able to like use those facial expressions, you kind of see it look you up and down and then shrug with its face, and then proceeds to ignore you, and she sort of looks at you and goes, oh yes of course dear, and she grabs her basket, puts him on the floor, and he's like, oi, and she just sort of motions to the chair that the basket was sitting on, and she goes back to knitting, and she's just sort of idly singing to herself, which like do 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 clickety click.
I didn't want to usurp your bag. I'm really sorry.
Oh, it's quite all right, dear. Basket doesn't need a whole seat.
Oh god!
Itself.
Oh god!
Oh god!
You okay?
Avi?
Maki jump scare.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Holy shit.
It sounded like a wall falling in. Fuck!
She had gotten into one of the boxes and did not think about how she was going to get out.
Yikes!
Yeah,
Some
sounds
of your
like Maki.
little fucking menace you are.
Fucking Lamau.
I love Maki so much.
Well, that's our adrenaline for the day.
We're all plenty awake.
Oh, yep. Lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh yeah, basket doesn't need his own seat. He's only very, very small. But no, please sit down, dear. Sit down.
Oh, thank you. And Leo, very prim and proper, sits down, and Camembert, also very prim and proper, sits down in front of his legs.
She's just gonna keep knitting. She's still just sort of singing to herself as she knits. The way that she knits is she's that shorthand for knitting that they do in animation, where the knitting needles move and the thing that she's knitting just steadily grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo just kind of sits there for a second, because he did sit down mostly just to, like, center himself. And he's looking out at the people, and then he turns back to her and is like, I like what you're knitting, it's really pretty.
Oh, thank you, dear. It's quite a nice color, isn't it? Oh, I do have some yarn the same color as your lovely ensemble. Hold on, I know just the thing. And she sort of puts down her knitting needles in a way that should, in all stretches of the imagination, completely destroy whatever she was knitting. But she reaches into her bag, or into her basket rather, and pull out this gorgeous blue yarn, and she immediately starts knitting it. You're not sure where the thing she was knitting before went. Knit, and she's getting this very steadily growing long blue scarf in the exact same shade as the top bodice part of your outfit.
Leo was just sitting there like, wait, hang on.
Baby boy vibes.
And like it's got flower patterns in it. Like she's managed to put little flower designs in the knits.
Leo nervous but not wanting to be presumptuous. Oh, that's really pretty.
And it takes her maybe 5 minutes. Like this is speed
Holy
knitting.
shit.
She's like click 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 click
Speed
click click.
knitting.
Yeah, click 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 click. Ah, there we are, dear. And she just sort of loops this nice length scarf around your neck.
Oh.
Can't have you getting cold now, can we, dear? And then she just grabs some more out of her basket and keeps going.
Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. It's really nice. Thank you. Leo just sits there quietly, kind of admiring the ends of the scarf, and is just like, oh.
Oh, and can't forget you, dear. And in the amount of time that Leo was going, puh, I have a scarf. She has made an itty bitty scarf for Camembert and just loops it around his neck. So now Camembert has a matchy one.
Leo is just so fucking big, teary-eyed, because holy shit. And Camembert is just sniffing at his new scarf and does like an excited little like a tappy circle before sitting down again. And Leo again is just, oh, thank you so much. It's really nice of you.
That was my pleasure, dear.
You're really fast at that. These are really nice.
Oh, well, it's my specialty, you see. That's all the practice of playing twang ball.
Leo's just like too flustered to like continue conversation. He's just like admiring the scar. He's just, oh, nice present for me from someone I don't know.
I loved him so much.
He was so confident entering the party. It's
all
almost like
downhill from there.
He tried to hide the fact that he's a huge fucking crybaby at this rich people party.
How'd that go?
He's a huge fucking crybaby.
Leo voice, I don't want my dad near me. It'll mess up my cool vibes. Also, Leo.
Leo
Hey
voice,
Leo, maybe you weren't ever cool.
You can pretend. He tried. But he's having a nice time just quietly vibing with this old lady.
As one should, actually.
Oh dear. All right. Does anyone else have any NPCs they'd like to talk to?
Jade,
Oh.
you really wanted to talk to that dog.
Yeah, I want to talk to that dog, the brown dog.
All right.
Yeah. Once Phineas is done talking to the teacher and exchanging information, he'll he's still sipping on that one glass of wine. He's not gonna drink a lot tonight. Maybe. That depends. He'll grab a couple of hors d'oeuvres or whatever the fuck is available at the table. I don't fucking know, man. What do people eat at fancy parties?
Would you like
Divorce.
would you like to look at the buffet table?
You know what? Yeah, I would like to look at the buffet table.
All right. Roll me a perception.
Fucking horse divorce.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Is there a divorce happening?
Is the horse happening?
There is a divorce happening. It's Tome and Phineas.
God.
That's a 6. Just letting you know.
All right, cool. You can definitely perceive what is at the buffet table. So there seems to be. Oh, dice passer. Hello. It's been a while.
I did not mean to do that one. Sorry. It's just 6. I didn't roll a D. I rolled a D20
No,
on
it's
my
fine.
IRL. It's just.
It's all good. It's just because it was raw dice passer instead of Avfrank.
It's
It's
been a
like, oh,
while.
you're
Parser
still
jump scare.
All right,
I
so
haven't seen that face in a long time.
it's been 84 years. All right, so you're looking over the buffet table and you're not 100% certain what each of these things are, but there seems to be a bowl of some sort of red-colored juice, maybe. There's some chips. There is a couple of different dips. One of them is distinctly red. One of them is greenish that has red in it, and then another one that is white-ish with red in it. There's also a cheese platter. Lots of them are those like the little baby bells with the red wax on the outside.
Jeez.
And there's also
You
like
would say that white person.
and then there's also like the salamis and hams, and fruit, lots of red fruit, red berries, red apples, red grapes. There's a jug of water, and then there's petit fours, so the little tiny dessert tarts, like the itty bitty ones, of assorted different red kinds. And a raised platform sort of in the middle where you think another bowl or platter looks like it should go. There are people mingling around the buffet table. And I can't give you more than that because that was a whole last 6. So
I mean, it's just a buffet table. It's fine. Phineas is going to cast Mage Hand and grab a very small platter and just grab like one of everything that he can carry around. And he's gonna hold his glass of wine with a Mage Hand and then just snack on the things.
Sure.
And then head over. Look, I'm a wizard. I'm gonna fucking use my spells.
I love you so much.
yeah.
He's gonna head over to the most interesting person he can find at this party, seeing that Leo or the kid is now safe within the arms of a grandmother.
Having grandma time. All right.
Having grandma time.
You approach.
I will approach the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will just say, "Excuse me, sir. Have you tried any of this? This is quite excellent cheese."
And I am going to hand over to my support person for this, provided that they have.
Oh!
There they go.
Hello.
Oh my god,
shit.
Vwild jump scare!
Holy shit!
How many jump scares are we getting in this game?
I am not jumping out of a box, which is a shame.
Vwild, I haven't heard your voice in 1,000 years.
Surprise, it's me. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me, but no, 'twas I.
It was me, Dio.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
But yeah, he just says that just like have you had any of the cheese here? This is delicious.
I would like for you to roll an insight, if you please.
Sure. God, people can't have normal conversations. It's always just fucking 3 layers deep of insight. A
Yo,
nat
this feels
20,
like an
so
Ace
go-
Attorney game.
Yeah, it's a
Are
fucking
you
nat
kidding
20,
me?
so you better fucking tell me whatever the fuck you want to say.
This dog toon you have approached, he is remarkably taller than quite a few of the people here. He's about 4'8",
Mm-hmm.
and he's been standing off to one side this entire time, or you have seen him go around the room. He is now standing off to one side, just very prim, very proper. No one has talked to him this entire time, and you are looking at him now, and he is, with that nat 20, you kind of get the look in his eyes of just kind of this is unusual. The only people who've been looking at him have been the wait staff.
Hello?
And he does just kind of look at you and just go. And he doesn't actually speak. It's his hands that were, like, formally behind his back do just come around, and he starts signing. Do you know Toon Sign?
Phineas, I will say, does, because he has studied tunes.
And he does just go, greetings and salutations. I hope you are enjoying the festivities. I myself have not dined on the good Lord's cheese, although I hope it is to the pleasure. We have got a fine chef on staff, one of the greatest in the land, so I believe.
Really? I don't happen to know his name. Speaking of which, my name is Phineas Hawthorne, and he'll sign back. He has Scrunkly hold the platter of cheeses, which Scrunkly takes it and then begins eating some of the stuff on it. And Phineas, so that way he has a free hand to sign. And Phineas will also introduce, and this is Sir Scrunkly Asadius III.
And the man does, for a moment, change the way he is standing. It's still that straight back, but it is a different pose as he does a slight bow to you both, not of aristocracy, but of servanthood. He just goes, a pleasure to make the acquaintance of you both. I am the lead butler here. Jeeves.
Oh, you're not a guest. Well, it's good to meet you either way.
Jeeves is such a butler name.
Yeah.
Points. It's a butler. I don't trust.
But he does.
I'm gonna throttle you.
There is just such respect as he just bows and just goes, yes, the good Lord makes sure we dress in perfect attire for such ceremonies, including this dear opulence of this place. But while I am not a guest myself, there are many to communicate with on this fine day. A vast range of people from various backgrounds.
Right. I understand y'all chose randomly?
Indeed. The good Lord wished it, and so it was done.
You're not worried even a little bit? I mean, you brought on one detective, at the very least, as far as I know. He was not there for the introduction of Cam. Yeah.
He will actually point out, a correction there, my good man. Two, actually. There is, Tome, and there is also Detective Camille.
You brought on two detectives to a party where we are here to strive. Lord Almighty! Like he interrupts himself and says that part out loud, putting a hand on his head. And he takes another piece of cheese and stuffs it in his mouth. And you don't think this might be a little bit dangerous, hiring random people to come in here and witness the ruby?
It is not within a butler's place to question the happenstance, but I'm sure anything that does come to pass will be quickly resolved with such esteemed guests as yourself.
Fine, but I bet I get paid at the end. That's what Phineas cares about. Uh,
The true D&D experience. I'll go through this nonsense as long as there's gold pieces at the end.
yeah, no fucking kidding.
Oh,
Um,
golly. Oh, golly.
Well, it was good to meet you, Butler Jeeves.
A pleasure in return. If you shall excuse me, I should probably consult Chef Puffin about a matter. Excuse me.
Uh, and Phineas will take a swig of his wine using the mage hand.
It's like an extra arm.
Yep.
You got a little scrungly. It's okay. You can use extra things on that front. You got mage hand. You got scrungly. You got whole things. Anyway,
I can't flaunt my wizardry. Thank you very much. I am here to do so.
Can I request a quick break because I need to refill my water? There's something at my door.
Oh, you know, I was
That's-
just about to bring that up, but before we go into a
Okay.
break, as the as this conversation sort of wraps up and Jeeves heads over to talk to the Puffin Toon with the chef's hat, who is hanging out near the door that leads out of the room, or one of the doors, there is a cry that goes out across the party room, and you all recognize it as being from Lord Leopard, and he goes, "It's gone!
Yeah.
It's gone!"
God damn it.
And that's
Oh,
where
there
we'll
we
break.
That's so funny. This has such fucking like Kaito Kid very first anime appearance energy.
Yeah.
Phineas is gonna head immediately back towards Tome, just like, oh, fucking damn it.
I'm gonna go get my water.
Oh dear. All right.
I'm gonna go grab something to eat.
Yeah, we'll have a break here, and we will see what happens afterwards.
Hello, audience. I would like to go enjoy the break, but someone has crawled on top of me and trapped me.
as you deserve, comfy,
Thanks.
imprisoned.
I am imprisoned. Please, baby, free me.
No freedom for you. Only baby time.
She's all comfy too.
Give little kiss.
Little kiss has been given. She's obviously fighting. She's like slowly falling asleep.
Precious baby.
She is such a precious baby, but I want to get up. I want to use
No.
the break when I have it. I will be back. I will be the bad guy, I guess.
Cruel bastard.
I need to fucking tell you guys about the couches we have, because my mom and her boyfriend bought couches for the house that we just moved into. And the one for the upstairs living room is fucking leather LED gamer couch.
Those were words I didn't expect to go together, but here we are.
It is like the kind of couch where there is like a button on the side that like mechanically puts up the footrest and puts you in like a lounge mode. And there's a button in the middle of the circle for those buttons where you can turn on blue LEDs.
That's glorious.
We have two leather gamer couches.
Oh, nice.
Incredible.
What the fuck?
Also, hi, I apologize for Cam.
That's fine.
It's glorious. Don't you dare apologize. We love this bastard.
Also, Vwild, as soon as I saw you unmute, I recognized that tall dog, so I looked at your art fights. I might have cheated a little bit.
Bucky, do not do that.
You fucking silly bitch, you.
I love my butler. Look at him. He buttle.
He buttles.
He a butler man.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna be right. Give me like a minute. I need to take off my sweater. It's too warm now.
Okay, I have completely misheard that. I was just slutter. What's a slutter? Oh, sweater.
Lol.
Listen, with the wild shit I've heard my students say and random people around me, I've slowly lost understanding of language.
That's fair.
That word could be a word.
It can be like that. Really can.
I had to have my siblings tell me what serving means in the new nowadays context.
What?
I'm learning many things over the years, including serving is akin to slaying, and it has other words after it, and I am baffled.
Serving.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're. Oh wait. Is it still recording? Am I allowed to say bad words?
There is a reason why I am refusing to say it, and that's not just because Jeeves doesn't swear.
I mean, my recording is still going, but I'm not precious about swear words. Just all down to your personal preference.
Oh yeah, I say.
To bite me.
I say cunt.
Baby, stop.
Oh, see, you're rude now, live on recording.
I was never rude.
Do not bite me. Stop that.
Listen, it's hard to view cunt as a really bad word when my formative years were spent with in close companionship with someone from New Zealand.
Yeah.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I, as an Australian, understand that it is a rude, uncouth word. However, it doesn't register as something to be shocked about. Having said that, one of my favorite role-playing anecdotes was quite some years ago. I was helping a friend of mine run
You
Sorry,
cut out
you
for a
cut
second.
Ah, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, some years ago, I was helping a friend of mine run a LARP where most of the characters were vampires or something. I don't remember now. But I was playing an NPC character who was like this stereotypical stool pigeon kind of, you know, the kind of bloke who will just go to the pub as his activity of choice. And there's all these player characters around, and I forget why this happened, but one of the player characters got into an argument with this drunk white Australian man and punched him in the head. And internally, my brain went, okay, what is the kind of correct action for someone who is drunk out of their brain who just got punched? Not hard enough to knock him out, but definitely enough to hurt. Oh, I know. I would stagger backwards, hold my head, and swear vehemently. Cool. So I grab my head, stagger backwards, and go, ah, cunt! And the entire room just goes silent.
Oh, God bless you!
This was a congregation of people who had been role-playing, particularly LARPs, for long enough that they were on par with some professional actors. They were quite good at staying in character no matter what was going on. Most of the people in the room had never heard me swear before, let alone like that.
I think my favorite... Go ahead, Whis.
That was pretty much the anecdote.
Okay.
It was just so funny that I made 20 very experienced LARP players to drop out of character. It was a hoot.
That's so fucking funny. I think the best one I've heard is there is a Vine out there of, from the accent, I assume they're in New Zealand, because again, formative years spent with someone from New Zealand. I'm pretty familiar with the accent, but the camera is zoomed in on these two people, and they're like, "That looks really nice. What is that?" And the camera zooms out to someone holding a can of spray paint, and on the wall, just in big bubble letters, the guy gestures to it and just can't.
Let me find for you an actual piece of advertising from the Northern Territory.
Oh boy.
You utter gremlins.
I love that we're just using this break time to say cunt over and over again.
Cunt, 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 cunt.
Literally, anytime someone tells me not to swear, I very comically respond, bitch, shit, fuck, cunt. Oh my god!
This was endorsed by the Northern Territory government.
Oh my god!
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
This is
They
official.
had to.
Surely.
Surely.
Oh my god. Serving official cunt.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Oh my god.
And it's on so many things. Like, you can buy it
No.
on a goddamn t-shirt.
No!
I want one of those t-shirts now.
I would love a cunt t-shirt.
Cunt in the...
Cunt in the...
That is one long kangaroo in the background of that one, eh?
It's one of those magic tricks where you, like, saw the assistant in half.
God.
It's just too funny. I love my country sometimes.
God.
I had a cat.
Yeah, Gizmo is at my door because he's upset that I closed it.
Oh,
Hello.
we're talking about cats. Hang on a second. Hey, baby.
Speaking of cats, since I had to get up, I put her in my chair, and now I'm faced with the problem of I don't have my chair anymore.
Oh no.
Just pick her up. Okay, let me pick you up, Boo.
I have a
You-
part of the sandwich. How y'all doing?
You can
I need to go. I need to go open my door before Gizmo leaves scratch marks on it.
Do you hear those chirps?
I have kitty cuddles again. Life is good.
Are those kibby noises coming from your mic,
Me?
Holly?
Yes, that was
That was-
Maki chirping.
I love it.
No.
Maki is a baby.
Her noises ranges from high-pitched squeaks that sound like they could have come from a squeak toy to a chirp coming from a ragged throat songbird.
That sounded like a chipmunk eating plastic in the most affectionate way possible.
Yeah, she's got a very funny history when it comes to meowing, because she wasn't really raised that well with other cats. She hates other cats. But whenever she tries to, like, speak, it sounds like she's trying to mimic human chattering.
Bless.
I love her so much, Avi.
She's a little baby.
She is a baby.
Baby.
Oh, you're so rotund. You're getting healthy again. My beautiful baby girl. Aw. She got a
Oh,
little
those are my
jealous.
cats.
She got a little jealous because after Queenie and I got out of brunch, we went to a smoke shop. And for some reason, every single smoke shop we've gone to has had like a cat or two in the store.
Good.
And we walked in and we're walking around and I see this box that is on the counter and in it is the most massive black cat I have ever seen.
Oh my gosh, my cat teleported again.
I'm pretty sure this was a Maine Coon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how big it was.
Dear goodness. A giant.
It was such a huge kitty, and it was also very soft. But Maki's a little jealous because she could smell that I had pet that cat.
Oh, if that isn't a mood.
Oh, maybe. My hand is not a toy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. She's
We are
got
but
claws.
servants for the cats.
I'm making her a toy, actually. I have like all this leftover yarn, so I'm just making her a stuffed toy that she can mess with because I saw that she tried to chew on one of my amigurumis. So I'm making one just for her.
For Maki.
Just for Maki.
Hey,
Yeah,
Boo.
yeah.
Oh, something fell, Boo.
Oh,
Can I
be
see what it was?
stretchy. Be stretchy.
Also, Vwild, I am correct. The most interesting person in that room was that character.
What's he doing here? Vwild?
He is a butler. He buttles.
He's
That
here.
is all-
He's here to buttle. That's it.
Look at that man in his fancy little butler outfit. He buttles.
Oh. Also, I just want to say I had a sandwich, and it was a pre-made sandwich I made days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, let me spice it up a little bit. And so I got two chicken breasts that are like pre-fried and threw them in an air fryer and tossed that on there, and two of them.
Ooh.
It was tomato, onions, lettuce, cheese, and ham, plus two chicken patties that were fried. And I was like, this is a good fucking sandwich.
That'll be just for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How are we feeling? Do we want to keep going?
Yes.
Oh, I'm down.
No, I decided I want to stop, actually. No, what the fuck? Of course I want to keep going.
But if we're ready to keep going right this sec.
Right.
Wait,
I'm
I think Jade should have an opportunity to say cunt.
Oh, yes.
Hunt?
We will have a chance.
Yeah, well, while you and Spec were still gone, we had a conversation and we just said the word cunt a bunch of times.
Oh, did Spec say it?
No.
When
Yeah,
I
that's not
was
surprising.
gone.
Spec, do you want to say cunt?
No, absolutely not.
Spec hates the word cunt. I think it's really funny.
I mean, all the characters here are serving cunt today, so you know.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, they are.
I'm
Oh my
so
goodness.
glad I got my siblings to tell me how to use that word.
Isn't it serving cunt and slaying pussy?
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? That's how it goes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Sly Queen.
Oh my god. All right.
Right, I have people to consult later. I have a butler to be. When you call upon them, I mute for now. Ta-ta.
All
No,
right.
yeah, we were just using this time to say swear words.
I'll put a timestamp in the video, I think. So that people can skip it. Great. Okay, so there has just been a very heartbroken, forlorn cry across the party room, and when you turn and look, you can see Lord Leopard absolutely beside himself with tears, holding a ruby red handkerchief and sobbing into it in the absolutely most pathetic wet cat kind of kind of cry. And yes, as it happens, the spot where the very large ruby in his hat is now just the same color as the rest of his hat.
Phineas is heading over to Tome.
Camille's going over to Lord Leopard.
He is sobbing. He is sobbing and not really doing anything apart from that. Some of the guests have come over and are trying to awkwardly comfort him. Like the tan-coloured dog is right next to him, just sort of patting his back. Like, it's all right, chap, we'll find it.
Tome kind of watches as Phineas approaches and is just like, I figured.
I'm going to locate object. And Phineas is going to cast locate object.
Alright. You are able to determine that there are two things when you cast that. One, there are, like, wards in here on a lot of the artwork and whatnot. So it's a little bit muddy, really. But you're at least able to tell that it's still in the room somewhere.
Okay. I know the general direction of where it goes. Unless the wards are messing up with it. I can at least tell that it is in the room, though.
Yep.
Well, still within the manor.
Well, seems we got ourselves a little case.
All right. Let's head on over.
And Tome's gonna walk with him to approach Lord Leopard.
Alright. How's everyone else doing?
Leo is going to very politely, excuse me, madam, it seems like my dad has picked up trouble.
I mean, he sure did.
Yeah.
Earlier.
And then Leo's going to politely excuse himself, with a little whistle to Camembert. They're gonna head over.
No peace for Tome. Shake my head.
Okay. You will make your way over to Lord Leopard, and yep, some people are trying to comfort him. They've all kind of come over to sort of see what was going on. And yeah, he's just standing there sobbing. He's like a toddler who got in trouble, like got caught with their hand in the cookie jar and they've been scolded, and it's just the worst thing in the universe. Don't ask how I know how toddlers do this. But yeah, just sort of standing there and just sobbing, not moving, not doing anything, but just where my life is over kind of sob.
Nobody here has got calm emotions, do they?
Look at me, I'm a wizard, not a cleric.
Quickly peruses.
Most of mine are fighting spells or hiding.
Leo kind of shrugs and shakes his head. But he does have a dog!
You know what? Scrunkly is gonna climb down and offer Lord Leopard a blueberry.
Alright, let me see whether or not he can break himself out of his sobbing. Whoops. D0, that'll help.
D0.
And I still fucking hit enter on it.
Cannot roll a 0-sided die.
It's like you tried to roll air.
But yep. Max roll. Okay, that's a 10. It takes a moment or two before he realizes that Scrunkly is there and looks down at the blueberry. And he sort of reaches up, down and takes it. And you can see he's sort of holding on it with, like, He doesn't have like nubbins necessarily, but when his fingers are relaxed, he has nubbins. So like little fingers come out of the end in order to pinch at this little blueberry, and he looks at it, and he gives a small like I'm trying so hard kind of shaky smiles. Like that's very kind. It's very kind.
Lord Leopard,
He'll look up.
the ruby is still within the mansion.
He does blink and brighten a bit, like he still looks devastated, but he does sort of perk up a little. And, You're sure? You're sure it's still here?
Yes. Well, I'm sure all the wards around your mansion are messing with my locate object spell. I can still tell that it is at least within this house. So, yes.
Then it hasn't completely disappeared. Oh, we've never had thieves in the manor before. I don't know what to do.
Never had thieves in a manor. Well, you've never invited thieves before, have you?
He's got a point.
Don't make a habit of such things. I wouldn't think poorly of any of my esteemed guests.
Cam just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose if he would have one.
Fucking Lamau.
And he's just... Alright. Has any of your staff seen anybody leave the room recently?
I don't know. Jeeves, make sure no one leaves. Yes, thank you.
This butler is going to do the best job for this poor himbo. This is their lives
He's
now.
small to be a himbo.
He could be a himbo in spirit.
He's a manlet, is what he is.
Yeah.
His hat makes up a significant height.
My gosh.
Well,
You have to be buff to be a himbo.
Alright, so he's a little manlet in a wonderful big hat.
You don't know how fucking thick he is underneath that suit. Maybe he's fucking...
Shut up. Never fucking say that to me about this guy ever. What the
Maybe
fuck?
he can rip off his shirt and he's got a fucking six-pack underneath it. You don't fucking know.
I hate this, actually. I'm leaving the game. Bye.
All right, well, tell me what you want to do, guys.
Phineas looks at Tome. Well, this is your job.
Well, first things first, we'd be to gather as many people as we can into different locations. We don't want to have them all together. That could risk people changing their story to match what other people are saying. We need to, eyewitness accounts are already sketchy at best. We don't need to make them even worse. We also need to make sure that, well, you already done that partially, but we got to make sure that all exits are closed off. Can't let anyone get out. And third, we need to keep making sure that that object does not leave the premise. No use if we search around and find out that midway through our investigation it escaped.
Well, it hasn't left the premise yet, so...
It's a good start. Then yes, I think it would be best if we try and separate people so that we can start to interrogate them. Figure out what they saw, where they were.
Alright, so how do you want to do this? Divide and conquer?
Might be best. I'm particularly interested in trying to find that little crab we saw earlier.
That crab hasn't left the cabinet, has it?
You have not seen him leave the cabinet, but have you been watching the whole time?
Up until the scream. Oh, I love that laugh. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, so the total number of people in the room outside of yourselves is... Oh, and also if we discount the other butlers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people.
Damn.
Oh god.
Plus the misc background butler stuff.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you mind writing that down, by the way?
Yep.
Me, Spec, wanting to interact with every NPC versus also the knowledge that that could alone turn this into a 3-parter.
Yeah. How about
Fight
this?
the 2 sides
We
fight.
have some people we can clear ourselves. I mean, I was speaking with the teacher. I forgot her name.
Mrs. Grufflenose.
Mrs. Grufflenose, and with Butler Jeeves. So.
Well, just because we know they were here doesn't mean though they weren't working together.
Okay. Maybe we should actually. What's the? We need the alibi of Lord Leopard.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think before anything else, Cam kind of tucks his hands into his pockets, his pants pockets, and he goes, "Lord Leopard,
Yes.
We are going to need your account of what happened. Do you think you can manage that?"
Yes. What do you need? I mean, all I did was I was enjoying the party. I was talking to people. I went into the kitchen to check on some of the food because it hadn't all come out, and usually Chef Puffin is quite good on these sorts of things. But then Dandy mentioned that the ruby was missing when I came back out of the kitchen. Oh, it's such a shame. It's my favorite possession.
So in between you heading into the kitchen and then heading back in here, the ruby went missing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. No one mentioned it being missing before then. I can't see it in the hat where it is.
Sorry, he just handed me a rude thing to say and he's biting his tongue. And I think what he does end up saying is, do you have anybody else who can confirm that?
Well, I mean, I was talking to Chef Puffin, and, I mean, I've been talking to everyone.
Alright. He's gonna turn back to the other. Someone's gonna have to talk to the chef.
I'll take care of that.
Tome nods in approval.
While Phineas is going to go do this, he's gonna just grab another plate of food. He's hungry.
Honestly, needed.
Free food.
All right.
Load up on horse divorce.
Yeah. Horse
All right.
divorce.
Is there a horse happening?
Yo, is the
All right.
divorce happening?
All right. So you're gonna grab a plate from the buffet and then head over to the kitchen door.
Yeah, he's gonna use Mage Hand to fill up a plate and then drag it over to him.
All right, sounds good.
So
So the
funny.
kitchen door is one of those ones like at restaurants where they've got that circle window in the door so you can see into the kitchen without having to actually go in. Do you want to roll a perception for me, please?
Sure. Well, I rolled a natural one, so.
Oh,
no.
wonderful. Does anybody...
Well-
Should we send someone with?
Should I go with? I could go with. Let the
Please do.
detectives talk to each other. Yeah, I'll have Leo come with. What was that, Persepi?
Yeah, Persepi.
Vans is
There
too
you
busy
go.
eating.
There you go.
Hey, you at least know I don't lie about my rolls, god damn it.
All right. So you peek through the little window in the door before going in.
Mm-hmm.
And Phineas, you can see that Chef Puffin is definitely in the kitchen, and you both can see him walking, like pacing backwards and forwards. Leo, you can hear him muttering to himself. He's kind of got a little bit of a fake French kind of accent that I am not going to try to replicate.
Leo, who is French.
But like it's like cartoon French as opposed to French. But you can hear him with a 21. You can hear him as he's muttering, going, "How could I have done such a thing? I am such a monster."
Oh, case closed.
No. I know enough detectives to be able to tell what is most likely a red herring when I hear one.
Okay, but before we arrest him, though, can I please compliment him on the food? It's really good.
We're not. Neither of us have the authority to arrest anyone.
Is that not how this works? I'm not one for detective work.
No, we don't have the authority, and I don't think we have enough evidence for a citizen's arrest.
Okay. Hey, Sheriff.
So yeah, Leo opens the door and is like, "I couldn't help but overhear."
This little Puffin Toon, he jumps and he turns and goes, "Oh, esteemed guests, ha ha. It's really better if you stay in the party room, dear guests. There's lots of hot metal and sharp knives in the kitchen. Is there anything wrong with the buffet? Could I restock anything, perhaps?"
Maybe these little chisels. I might go through all of them.
Oh no, we stock those in bulk. Those are very, very popular. The master likes for his annual Red Ruby Ball for the food to be as red as possible. And fortunately, these ones this is satisfactory.
I work in and around kitchens. I'll be fine. But I couldn't help but overhear what you were saying to yourself, and my friend, something a little dastardly has happened tonight, and well, we'd like to hear what you have to say, actually.
Oh, in regards to what, dear guest?
Now, I understand if you didn't hear, considering you spent all this time here in the kitchen, but the Lord's Ruby has gone missing.
Oh, that's terrible. He loves his Ruby.
He does.
What's really interesting is it just so happened that he had it when he came into the kitchen, but not when he came out.
I don't recall. I was so busy making sure that everything on the buffet table was properly stocked. I don't remember taking in particular notice. He wears it for this particular party, and he loves it very, very much, but not for every party. He doesn't wear it all the time.
Fucking sus. I'm rolling an insight.
Does the Lord of the House have multiple hats with different gems inside of them? Perhaps one without?
Oh yes, no. He's very fashionable. He has a different attire for all sorts of different activities and situations. He's very, very pleased with his. He refers to it as his exercise crown. He likes lots of exercises, like things like a royal wave and a clap. It's very, very.
Got a weight on it.
God.
Yes, training weights.
Fucking rich people. I love the exaggeration of rich people in Toonkind games. Oh, it's the best.
I hope that the crown falls off and then suddenly he's like fucking 50 times stronger.
Shut up!
Stop trying to make him a himbo.
Yes, and well, I'm sorry to say, my friend, it is a little little curious that, well, since he loves it so much and he shows it off every year, you didn't notice it on his head when he came in. And also, like I mentioned, I did hear you talking to yourself in here. And there are some unfortunate implications of what you said to yourself.
He's gonna put a little wing on his chest. Are you suggesting it was moi?
You take the red ruby or not?
Dude.
No.
Inside, no.
I did roll an insight. I did get an 18.
Oh, an 18. Okay. Okay. So with an 18, you distinctly get there is something that he is hiding. Something that he does not want to say. But as far as you can tell with an 18, the literal words coming out of his mouth don't seem suspicious. So you're not sure he's necessarily lying.
Okay. And Leo's just, well, I wouldn't want to, my friend, but luckily I'm not one of the detectives going around right now. But one of them is my dad. And he can be a little intense. And well, I mean, he's my dad, so, like, I don't think he's that intense, but, like, other people might think so.
I hate the menagerie in my head, because Cam just went about it as intense as a hissing ferret.
No, I know
Okay,
his
he is.
ferrets.
Leo's just like, I would hate if anything he got from you was misconstrued. So if you wouldn't mind letting us know what it is that has you so frazzled.
It's nothing to do with the Master's Ruby. It's not something to concern guests about.
I'm sorry to say, this is a pretty important thing that just happened. Anything to clear your name would be really, really good on your behalf, honestly.
Do you want to roll a persuasion, perhaps?
Yes, I would love to. Because Leo's most disgusting modifier is actually for persuasion.
Ooh.
That's my eyelashes at you.
Holy
Lord
shit!
almighty.
He's just so polite. He's
He
just
can
a
get
little
whatever the fuck he
guy.
wants.
He has
Alright.
permission to do anything he wants.
You could have convinced me I was the one who did it.
Oh, grief. All
You know,
right.
yeah, this puffin just sees a very genuinely concerned young man who wants to help clear his name.
All right. So you've got this vaguely French puffin who's sort of looking at you, and you can tell he's like, but you're a guest. This is not something I admit to a guest. And then he just he slumps and he takes off his little chef's hat and he holds it to his chest. He looks very, very forlorn, and he goes, "The Master will be so disappointed in me. I have catered his parties for such a long time, and I have never faltered like this. I forgot to finish the strawberry pudding, and I was in such a hurry to put it out midway through the party. I think I forgot to put strawberries in it."
What did you put in it?
Well, it's just pudding.
Oh.
A strawberry pudding without strawberries. And he falls to his knees and just goes, "Who even am I?"
And Leo is nodding very empathetically, like, yes, I can see how absolutely devastating this is. But I assure you,
It is?
don't be mean to him.
I'm not. I'm just pudding.
Not to him.
I guess it's fair. You know what? We all have our thing we care about.
I can see that this is a very devastating event, but I assure you that everyone makes mistakes, especially since this party was so different from the ones that he's hosted before.
That's true.
And
There's so many people here. I know how to cater for the master's normal friends. They've got their quirks, but with so many new people, it's all I can do to keep up with all the requests and preferences, and I've had to refill the spicy dip a few times, which is quite a surprise. Usually that's not the one that goes first.
That was me. I'm sorry.
no, absolutely.
My compliments to the chef, by the way. This is delicious.
No, absolutely. Especially since everyone was chosen at random, there's hardly even time to gather allergies or things like that. No wonder something like this happened and you were so distraught over it. It makes sense that you didn't even notice if the ruby was missing or not. Especially since he came in here to check on you. That must have been so nerve-wracking.
I don't know that I could stand the master being disappointed in me. He speaks so highly of me all the time.
I mean, if I may... Oh, of course I'm getting called. 1 sec.
Oh boy.
So yeah, Leo could just keep laying it on. And he's just... Well, I'm glad that it seems that you and the rest of the staff really appreciate him. He must be a really good employer.
Oh, he's very good, master. Yes, I'm very happy to work for him. He lets me be very creative. Sometimes his requests are a little unorthodox, but I've tried my best to rise to every occasion, and I have failed him. Oh dear.
I'm sure you've been working for him for a very long time, and if this is the only big mistake you've made, I'm sure he'll understand.
I wouldn't even call this a mistake, honestly. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you somehow, and Phineas is lying, by the way. He's deceiving. I'm allergic to strawberries. So this is actually pretty good for me.
Oh, okay.
I can roll deception, by the way, if you want.
Sure, go for it.
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
God.
fucking comfort him. And the only way I know how, lying.
Is lying.
Gosh.
On a scale of flattery to lies, where do you fall on comforting people?
17. Not bad.
Pretty all right. He sort of looks at you for a minute, and then he starts rattling off all of the different foods that should have strawberries in them. So please make sure that you avoid this, and this. They do contain strawberries. It's a very popular color, and oh dear, I wish I had known ahead of time. The master is so reckless with these invitations. How can I prepare this way?
No, see, like I said, a lot has been put on your shoulders, and it looks like you're kind of the only one here. And especially with all the new guests, there was no time at all to even figure out who's coming and what people are allergic to.
And I couldn't even get a very good view of the party room because there was always that girl with the pink dress looking through the window, staring at me. It's quite off-putting.
She was staring at you?
Yes, through the door window, and I use that to keep an eye on the buffet. I'm not used to being observed while I work.
No, yeah, absolutely. That extra pressure of a stranger watching you work in a place that's supposed to be like your own. Absolutely. No, I can see why all of this has caused such a ruckus here. Absolutely, I will relay this information to my dad, and I want you to know that I am pretty sure that Lord Leopard will not at all be disappointed in you for forgetting one small thing in years of working here in his estate, because really everyone makes mistakes, and it is unfair to judge someone on one small accident and lapse in memory. So
I'm so sorry.
you stay here and breathe and know that things will be okay. Just go ahead and have a seat. With the way the party is going, I think you will get a break because I don't think anyone is gonna need a buffet refill right now.
Maybe I will.
Oh, maybe you will.
You're most kind. Thank you.
Absolutely no problem. You take a breather.
He's gonna wobble over to a little stool and just sort of sit there, and he looks so forlorn.
Whis, you do this every time. Your characters, I just love them.
I
They are
just
very
want to
cute.
hold them so gently in my hands. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, my guy's a little bit of an asshole.
This is great. All right. So you're gonna leave Chef Puffin to his ruminations in the kitchen?
Yeah. I'll let him be.
Did we get an answer as to how? So he did not see the ruby on the guy's head when he went in to check.
Not so far as he was paying enough attention to notice. Was the upshot of all that?
Got it.
All right, yeah. They can head back to the detectives, and Leo will kind of shimmy on over the tome and be like, "So I talked to the chef. If you talk to the chef, please don't be mean to him."
What? I'm not mean to people.
You can get kind of intense. You're my dad and I love you, but
Can't-
that guy...
Cam gives him a flat look.
Maybe
That
neither
guy-
of you should. Maybe neither of you should talk to the chef.
Maybe neither of you should talk to the chef, actually.
Not fair.
Understandable.
But he... and Leo kind of looks at Lord Leopard before giving kind of a bow. "I'm here on behalf of the chef, and he would like to profusely apologize for forgetting to put the strawberries in the strawberry pudding. He is under a lot of stress right now."
Oh, it's the least of my concerns. I'm mostly worried about my poor Ruby.
See, that's what I thought. All right. And he looks at Tome again. "Please don't talk to the chef."
Can I say
Okay.
something real quick?
Yes.
Under his breath, Cam just kind of mutters, "Lord Leopard, more like Lord Wet Cat."
Oh my god.
Don't be mean to him.
All right. So the chef didn't see anything as far as he's aware, or at the very least, he wasn't paying attention enough. He was too busy at the kitchen.
No, he was too busy being really distraught over Lord Leopard discovering he forgot the strawberries.
He was really sad over strawberries.
He was really nervous about the strawberries.
Okay, never mind the strawberries. Did you get anything else?
Oh, he did mention that someone was watching him and blocking the kitchen window.
Huh.
That's a good start already.
Yeah, because he said that he likes to look out when he can and keep an eye on the party.
Who's tall enough to block the window?
There was a
Nobby?
description. There was like
Yeah,
a...
Leo doesn't want to like overtly point because that is rude and not something you should do in a situation where people are being accused of stealing. But he's going to shimmy to the very middle of the group and sort of give a subtle look in the... Hang on, I'm being called.
Aw.
It's your turn to be off the mic. Hi, hello. I, I hope the lie helped.
This is great.
Ugh.
I'm having a wonderful time.
This is fun.
I'm also imagining that, like, as Leo is doing all of this, he's still wearing that scarf that was knitted for him.
No. Probably.
I do hope that they get to. I do hope that they get to. What do you call it? At least enjoy the party a little bit more after this. It just needs a break, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
Do, 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 do.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi, Beck. I'm Avi.
Shut the fuck up. I'll kill you one day.
You won't.
Ah,
Where were we?
siblings.
You were pointing out the person.
Yes. It was the teen in the pink dress, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he's going to very discreetly look in the direction of the teenager in the pink dress. But also, please don't all approach her at the same time. You are all very intense and also adults.
Why don't you approach her?
Cam.
Hi. Mm. No, Tome was literally saying I and then cutting himself off.
Cam looks over to Tome and he says, "Well, you're the family, man."
Tome blinked like 3 times at least.
You're not. As much as a family I think he is, I do not think Tom knows how to actually talk to children.
Hey, I know how to talk to children.
All right. Well, it's either you or me.
It's not gonna be Cam. Just Tom, get out there.
Okay, yeah. No, between us two, absolutely not. And Tome's gonna start walking over.
I'm sorry, Cam does know his own strengths. It is not talking to children.
We know.
Alright. So you're going to go in and talk to the girl in the pink dress?
Yes, he is.
Alright. She is sort of standing off to one side and she is looking very pointedly at the different groups of guests where they are, but she is currently standing on her own. But she notices you approaching real quick and she sort of stands up straight and is waiting for you to get there.
1 second. I'm gonna roll a deception. Okay, he could have done a lot better. Right. He is attempting to look a lot more relaxed than he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And as he approaches, he kind of tilts his head and goes, hi there, little one. Yeah, you can tell that this man is highly tense and a little bit suspicious of you, but he's trying to look more relaxed and at ease and worried. And he kind of approaches you. Are you doing all right, little one?
Oh,
I know that everything going on is quite intense, and well, I notice you standing here by yourself. Are your parents nearby?
Oh, I'm here by myself. I'm very mature. They let me come to all sorts of parties on my own. But no, I'm fine. I think I overheard some people in the room are detectives. Are you a detective? Are you gonna solve the mystery?
And he does give a soft laugh, and his face does genuinely soften. Yes, you can call me a detective. My name's Tome. Grim Tome. What is yours?
I'm Rosalind Waterhouse. It's great to meet you. I love your dress. It's so sparkly.
Oh, thank you. And he does a little bit of a spin. I love yours as well.
Oh, this was the fanciest thing that I had. We only got the invitation yesterday, and you know we're not rich people like Lord Leopard, so this is the best we got. But you know, that guy, the mole, is in work boots, so I reckon I'm doing pretty okay.
Ah, well, don't worry. I'm myself am not very much in the rich person. And he does a little move in his hands. As a detective, I've got them very good at making different outfits. I think
That's
you look
so
quite nice,
neat.
though.
Aw.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you. And she does a little bit of a twirl.
He gives a little soft clap. So, you came here then? Your parents let you?
Mm-hmm.
Forgive an old-timer like me for being concerned, especially with, well, what has happened recently. I am a little on edge, and I am worried about all the younger members of this party.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't have anything worth stealing, so if there are thieves in the room who stole the ruby, they're not gonna want anything from me because they've already got the ruby. And I may be already maybe 45% sure I know who it is. But I'm not a detective, so I don't know. You probably already know about 80% sure who it is.
Ah, well, even if I am quite sure, the more evidence never hurts. Would you mind telling me what you saw?
Well, I know that the two crabs were always behind stuff, and like the yellow one was always looking behind stuff, and so is the mole. They keep looking at all of the expensive stuff. I've seen them do it like all night. All of the paintings and the statues, and I know that one of the statues has like gold in it, so like if they were gonna steal anything, I reckon it was probably maybe them. But also there's things like the butler. That's a trope, right? The butler.
Yes, that is a trope. However, it's important to not make assumptions. Here's
True.
a little advice from an old-timer, okay? If you ever do want to play detective, the first rule is you can't make assumptions. You have to gather all the evidence and almost view it as an outsider. No matter how tempting some tropes may be, a lot of times those can be red herrings.
Oh, yeah, I've read about those. That's really good point. It makes a better story that way, too, when it's true.
It does.
Yeah. And, like, I know who didn't do it. I know for sure who didn't do it.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. Belle.
Who didn't?
Belle definitely didn't do it. She's the panda in the purple skirt.
Okay. He nods. He was about to ask who, and then he said that. Is she a friend of yours?
No, I've not met her before. I'm pretty sure her dad is really rich. I think I overheard her talking to the teacher lady. But I know Belle definitely did not do it because she has not been within 8 feet of Lord Leopard the entire time. Whenever he went to go and talk to her, she almost sprinted away from him.
Huh. Interesting. Do you think that she's nervous around him?
I mean, I haven't seen her talk to anyone except for me and the teacher lady and the lady who spent the entire time sitting over there knitting. That's weird.
Ah. Yeah,
But she's
perhaps
been
she's
over
just a bit
there the
shy.
whole time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me know that, okay?
Oh, and the girl with the red hair that looks like it's yarn. She's talked to her once, but not the matching one. He came over and she sprinted away, just the same as with Lord Leopard. But you know who else could have been? It could have been that mouse. He was always so sweaty. That's nervous, right? It was kind of gross. Luckily, there was a
may
butler
just
to
be
kind of
nervous
clean up the puddle because he was just sitting there sweating.
Bro, I fucking love this kid.
Fucking god.
Like, damn, get they fucking asses.
To be fair, teenagers are like that.
Oh, yeah.
Tome is just smiling so much right now. Well, he may have been nervous because it is a big party. He seems to think very much about his own reputation. Maybe he was worried if something would go wrong.
Maybe. I mean, I heard he's a painter or something like that. Maybe he was hoping to get like a job for Lord Leopard, but if the party's going bad, Lord Leopard's definitely not going to try and get a painting from him. But yeah, no,
Exactly.
he's definitely sweaty, so maybe, he could be nervous about that, but, it's suspicious. And also the guy with the red hair and the really ugly jacket and bow tie, all of those colors that don't match. I don't think I've seen him take his hands out of his pockets the whole time.
Well, that is definitely something to note. Can I roll an insight, by the way, to see if she's lied at all during this?
Yeah, go for it.
So guess who got a nat 20?
Jesus Christ.
Wonderful.
Those who know Tome's mod are about to see why that's...
Splendid. Lovely. All right, so with a natural 20, no, she's absolutely believes 100% the things that she is saying. And also, she is excited to be able to spill the tea on absolutely everybody in the room.
Hell yeah, bitch.
Oh my gosh, Tome loves her. He loves a gossiper. They have such good information.
So it is just coming out like a waterfall. And like, she's not being false in the slightest. She's just like, oh yeah, and speaking of the girl with the red yarn hair, she's always been looking at the clock and the door really nervous like she's been polite and she's been talking to people, but every time she's on her own, the first thing she does is she looks at the clock and at the door like she's got somewhere to be or doesn't want to be here.
Interesting.
I fucking love this kid.
Well, I do have one final question, because as a detective, I do have to cross all my T's and dot all my I's. Where were you for the past part of the party?
Well, I spent a little bit of time checking in on the kitchen because I wanted to see what the chef was doing, because he kept running in and out for a little while. Look, I mean, he was going over the buffet table. I really thought that there was going to be a bigger issue because you've seen Lord Leopard's hat, right? Even without the ruby, it looks so heavy. And, he's been kind of wobbling all night. And I thought there was going to be a big, to-do, or not really expecting this, but he ran into Chef Puffin, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. He ran into him as the chef was coming out of the kitchen, and Lord Leopard was going into the kitchen. And so I was keeping an eye on the chef because there was this sort of kerfuffle there, but then Lord Leopard was like, no, it's fine. And he goes into the kitchen and he comes out of the kitchen, and then 10 minutes later, he's crying like a toddler.
Did he have the gem when he left the kitchen?
Oh, no. Definitely not.
I'm starting to paint a picture in my mind, and it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I see. Well, thank you so much for your help. And he's gonna reach into his hammer space. I'm afraid I don't have a lot to give, but I do carry these around for my own kids. And it's the least I can do as thanks. And he reaches into his hammer space and pulls out a nice warm cinnamon roll. And hands it over.
I fucking knew it.
Oh, wow!
He
Thank you, detective.
Of course.
Oh, this is gonna be
Hope
great.
that little sweet treat will keep you satisfied, since, well, I am gonna have to ask you to stay away from the buffet for a bit, just so we can keep it as a possible crime scene.
Oh, okay. I will stay here. And she sort of looks around, and there's a chair 3 feet away near the wall, and she sort of walks backwards so that she's still facing Tome, and then just sort of sits in it as daintily as a teenager trying to be show-offy can, and just starts just eating at her cinnamon roll.
And if you do notice or think of anything else, do call me, okay?
Okay. I'll come find you.
All right. Thank you so much. And he gives a little wave before he heads back to the others. So, I got a lot.
Nice job.
He basically reiterates everything we just heard because, dear good lord, that was a lot of stuff.
Leo is standing there and is like, "Oh, you gave a cinnamon roll to another kid. Don't tell me I'm getting another sister."
Oh no. Leonardo, if I had a child for every cinnamon roll I gave to a kid, I'd have a lot more kids at this point. Do you understand how many children cry at crime scenes? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a crime scene.
I keep forgetting that
Dad.
Camille's not the normal.
Dad.
I'm not gonna ask.
It's my other kid. You would actually get along great with him.
You're setting him up.
Oh no, it's more of both of you don't like people touching you, and you.
No,
both
that was
don't
me
like-
and me out of character.
Oh. Yeah, no, Tome took one look at this man who refuses to have anybody in his life and went, "Ah, yes." Nor, oh, you have depression. I'm gonna help.
Yeah, depression. Let's go with that.
Let's go.
Last
with
time
that.
you introduced me to a friend, I ended up saving somebody's life at a casino. You do understand that, right, Tome?
Excuse me?
Maybe you should stop introducing people to people.
Wait, hold up. Whose life? Tome's head is snapped over. The last person I introduced you to was Jubilee.
How about we?
It wasn't
focus
his life.
on the
Yeah, let's not
case?
focus on that.
Yes, okay, as long as it wasn't Jubilee's life. Oh, and he does calm down slightly. His line art was starting to get a little scratchy for a second.
All right. Well, I can recognize anxiety. So I'm gonna try to talk to that nice panda that the girl mentioned. You can descend upon someone else like a pack of hawks.
Fair enough. I will say afterwards, Liam, do you think you could talk to that artist? I feel like you're going to be the best one at getting him to talk, because he kind of wrinkles his nose. I have no intention of being kind to that one. And since he is so focused on art, you are probably the most intelligent in that field.
Leo gives a salute.
I can talk to the
And-
artist.
Tome gives him a look.
Don't take this from his son.
I mean, if you want to send Leo, that's fine.
I'm gonna send Leo, considering he is literally the art history nerd.
Oh,
Wow,
shoot.
thanks,
Wait,
Dad.
I actually...
Cam actually snorts at that.
Well, you are.
I'm not a nerd.
You are a nerd, Leo.
Dad.
It's okay. Your dad also called me a nerd.
Yeah, and Camille's a nerd as well. It's all right. I love you all still. I love you both
Dude.
still.
This is why I asked for space at the party.
Yeah, well, you know what? You shouldn't have been drinking then.
You know what? You go
Can we
descend on
save
someone.
the family drama for later.
I'm telling Camille. And Minami.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What family you got?
Not even like legal guardian yet, and he's still.
I
Oh my god.
Please tell me
Yeah.
somebody holds Tome back, because Tome is going to scruff him physically.
Phineas
Yeah,
holds you
well.
back.
Tome literally starts to lurch.
Oh golly.
we get.
All right.
We can let the 3 old men go first.
All right. We have plenty left to interrogate. He looks over at Cam. All right, you deserve your turn at enrichment. Who do you think you're less likely to either terrify or emotionally destroy?
Or murder.
Excuse me?
You're a Nor detective. You made that quite clear to me. I know what tropes, okay?
Sorry, I don't think he's ever heard of a case being referred to as enrichment.
Phineas is taking out his fucking spell book and is taking notes down on tropes.
Can we not study this case right now, Phineas?
Well, we do need somebody.
No, continue.
Taking notes.
I'm just taking notes.
Okay, just taking notes. Did you ever read that book? Actually, I'll ask you more about that later.
I love how easily distracted everyone gets.
I'm so sorry. Tome is neurodivergent.
Tome is so used to Camille, who also gets distracted, and Azumi, who's a lot meaner about keeping people on track.
Cam might talk to the doll people.
Are you going to be nice to them?
Please don't.
Bro, you just met.
Alright, so the two ragdoll type rubber hose are standing together off to one side, and you don't have to roll an insight to see that the male one is he's kind of relaxed, and the female one is distinctly not.
Alright.
Phineas, can you follow him?
Sure.
Let him do the actual talking, but
I'll take
one of them
notes.
starts crying, pull out Scrunkly.
I'll be nice. I'll play good cop, I guess.
Yeah, Cam's walking over there, pointedly ignoring the fact that, not that Phineas is following, but the way Tome asked him to.
I'm so sorry, Cam. Tome is... Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Phineas is not going to intervene at all. He's just here to watch.
He comes over and he says, "You two got a minute?"
No, they'll both sort of turn and look over. Yeah, we've got time. And the other one's like, I suppose. Yes, what do you need?
Detective Camille the Angel, I'm trying to help solve what happened to the Ruby. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to interrogate each and every one of the guests here. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, an interrogation. That's exciting. Is it, Arvid? Is it exciting? Isn't it? Nothing like that happened at the last party. I guess. We did talk to the police a lot, though. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've talked to the police before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have. Not recently. It was a couple of years ago. But yeah, no, we had to give a statement. That was exciting.
Well, it's a little bit like that. Can you tell me what exactly you saw leading up to the point when Lord Leopard started screaming?
Well, I mean, he's a little bit of a social butterfly. I mean, I've met rich people, but he's I mean, I don't think he's very smart. And not to be rude or anything, but like I've got a little bit of an eye for fashion, and he should probably try wearing something that's a little bit more of a different shade to like his fur. Also, he's one of those toons that doesn't wear pants, so he has potential for a more complete outfit. And Astrid is just sort of standing there. She's got just a hand pressed to her forehead.
Bless them. I love them so much.
We can get back to the question, please.
Horrible fashion sense.
Oh,
Got it.
Okay. What happened? Okay, so he was talking to everyone, and then I didn't really pay attention to him because I was, keeping Astrid company, and we were talking to the other really rich fellow in the room, the other dog, not the butler, the other dog. He's also really rich. We were talking to him, was talking about his outfit, and like he's got a white ascot, which is an interesting choice because it's kind of the same color as his fur. But we're talking to him, and then all of a sudden it was all a big to-do, and he runs over away from us to go and comfort to the Lord Leopard and things like that. His pants are really interesting because they blend with his shoes, so like it's one solid shape from hip to the tip of his toes. It's fascinating.
Shoe pants. Got it.
Shoe pants! Fucking robotic ass. Cam has this expression like he is very much definitely paying attention, but he does not care about fashion. He says, "Alright, did you notice anything unusual with any of the other guests then?"
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, you've got so many different kinds of tunes here. I mean, there's the crabs. They literally are only wearing hats. Oh, apart from the yellow one. The yellow one has a little bow tie. That's quite cute. I would have gone for a more drastic color to stand out against the sort of the white of that crab. But like, yeah. So that, you know, that's a thing. And the other guests. Well, I mean, I really haven't had a chance to talk to the mole yet. I really, really, really want to talk to the mole because his outfit looks secondhand. But I mean, I understand he's a working guy. I heard that from the girl in the pink dress. It's got some really nice swoosh, really good ruffles. But like, he's a working kind of guy. And like, I understand you need a lot of good, solid clothes when you're a working kind of guy. And I mean, look at my outfit. Did you know this has 45 different pockets? You wouldn't tell from looking at it, but it's quite an achievement. There are 45 pockets in my outfit. I'm quite proud of that.
Alright, I've got a weird request.
Yeah.
I want to roll an insight roll.
Uh-huh.
Mostly to figure out whether or not this is a diversion.
Okay, sure.
45 pockets. Ruby in one of them? Question mark?
I love
Did he actually
these
say
notes.
that out loud?
No, he's writing it down.
Okay,
So
God.
funny. I love him, Jade.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh man. All right. So with a 25 insight, no, you don't think it's a. If it is, it's not deliberate. He's just like this. You think he's not very.
Oh my God.
He's very talkative, and the second that anything even remotely about clothes comes up, he just tangents. Like, he's very, very neurodiverse. He has exactly one area of interest, and everything else is secondary to that.
I feel like this is a call-out post for me, and I don't like it. How dare you?
I'm sorry, it wasn't deliberate.
Good question. Only one of them has been talking the entire time, correct? Which one is it?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
This one.
Okay. I was just about to say, while this guy has been going off, Cam kind of like lets him finish, and once he does, he turns to the lady, and he goes, "What about you, ma'am? You see anything unusual?"
I mean, it was just a matter of time before something like this happened. This is what happens at parties like this, rich people parties. I shouldn't have let Arvid convince me to come. It's just inevitable. It happens every time. Twice. You know that what's that phrase about nickels? I'd have nickels.
So you weren't exactly paying attention, you mean to say?
I've just been trying to keep myself out of trouble until I'm allowed to leave. Until it is socially polite to leave. I'm not going to be able to leave the building until this whole mystery thing is wrapped up, am I?
I have a question, actually. You said this has happened before?
At least this
Have
one...
you been to one of these parties?
Not one of Lord Leopard's parties, no, but at least this party is less... Well, we didn't get poisoned this time.
Good.
Okay, different party. Got it.
Sorry, the hilarity of this guy being very fashion oriented and like paying attention to colors versus Cam, a black and white toon who just put on a vest and called it a day.
And a bow tie.
And bow tie. 2 steps.
When we're so proud of him for it.
Are you?
I am.
This is the first time
We know nothing about him.
Spec. All Spec needs to know is that he's a detective and he's kind of an asshole. That's all. Spec
You're
needs.
so fucking right, actually. I forgot about that. I'm so
Bully.
sorry. I could put a hat on a piece of lint and say it's a detective, and Spec would love it.
I have higher standards than that. Give me a break.
I'm gonna make a lint detective now. And we're gonna see, and I'm gonna give him a sad ass backstory, and we're gonna prove that to the test.
Oh my god.
Can we focus on Wiz's game, actually?
Yes. Sorry.
Alright.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think what else he could ask.
You paid attention to everybody's outfit, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm a tailor. It's my job to keep up to date with all of the latest and greatest fashions. Like the really, really tall person with the sparkly dress, I think it would be better if it was an ombre effect, with some different color
Right.
to it.
I'm sure it's very important. Sorry to cut you off, but you paid a lot of attention. Did you happen to notice when the ruby went missing? As you've been paying attention to his outfit the entire time?
I mean, I wasn't watching him the whole time. The hat, I think, is a little bit... Ostentatious isn't the right word. Impractical is probably the right word. Because it looks heavy. In order to affix a jewel like that, you need... I'm not a jeweler, but in order to affix a jewel like that, you need some pretty serious hardware because that thing is huge. So that probably has metal of some kind in it, even though it looks nice and plush. Normally hats like that are built framed with cardboard or sometimes boning, which can be metal but also can be plastic or actual bone. That's kind of a thing. But it's, in order to have it be secure, it would need to have metal, but also it doesn't look like it's got metal, so maybe it's not very secure. Maybe it just fell out, or maybe someone just needed to give him a good old nudge and then catch it when it falls, It's really irresponsible. It's really irresponsible. You really want to have, for something that big, I don't know that you'd really want to wear it. It looks like it hurts his neck, to be honest.
That actually helps a lot. Thank you.
I'm happy to help. Also, I love your outfit. The light gray on the borders really makes the rest of it stand out. I love it.
Are you talking to mine?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. It's my old wedding gown.
Oh, well, it's a great outfit, especially if you're getting married in it. But though, at the same time, I think you probably want a little bit more contrast between these panels here on your torso and these ones here down over your hips. More contrast is good. And Astrid is sort of just
I don't think I'll be using it much that often.
She's just sort of standing there, and she's got her hand on her face and shaking her head. She's like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
It's fine, ma'am. That's said with the tone of a man who has had much worse statements given to him by witnesses.
Let's give me an idea, though. Are we done here, Cam? Or do you have any more questions?
I think that's enough. Alright, they're gonna head back.
Best of luck. Hopefully you wrap this up quickly so we can go home.
You and me both.
I need to take a look at something. Lord Leopard,
He sort of looks up from where he's still sort of meekly sobbing.
May I please look at your hat?
My hat, certainly. And he'll tuck his handkerchief into the end of his sleeve, and he'll pull off his hat, and he's got this tiny little curl of fur that sticks up from under his hat, but he hands it over to you.
So I'm trying to figure out, how is this gem secured onto the hat? Is it fastened by a metal thing? Does it require like a key? Is there a like if you were to put it
glued?
Yeah, if you were to insert it onto, is it a fucking cosplay hat? If you were to insert it in, does it click and like attach and lock, or is it just like very wobbly set in without, like, if you bumped into Lord Leopard, it would come loose and somebody could grab it?
All right, you can roll either a perception or a investigation for that, or if you want to make an argument for something.
Do
else,
one of you
to.
want to do that instead? Because
I can do that for you, bud.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I will give you the help action because I'm the one who had this idea.
All right. You said help action?
Yeah, so take advantage.
Oh, he doesn't need it because he got a nat fucking 20.
Nice.
Let's fucking go.
Wonderful. All right. So, first thing that you notice, Cam, about this hat is that, yeah, this thing is fucking heavy. Why is it so damn heavy? It is velvet, like plush on the outside. And it does have a band. It does have.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
I'm just gonna minimize Discord for a second. It does have. It's got a band, and like so, Lord Leopard wears it sort of. It is perched kind of on top of his head, and it is UPAN in design, but it is very, very heavy. It looks as though it is framed in like steel or something with a surround around where the ruby goes, and then it's covered in like velvet. But what you notice when you're looking at it, whoever made this hat was not someone who knows how millinery works. So, or jewelry for that matter, because this ruby is enormous. Like I said, this is the same as a pop vinyl box. It's huge. And whoever built this hat probably used these thin steel pieces in order to try and best make sure it wasn't going to fall out. But you can see that there wasn't an awful lot of, like, on a ring, for example, like on any kind of ring with any stones, there are a couple of different ways to attach it, and the most common one, at least as far as I remember from when we were picking our wedding rings, has these little claw things that kind of wrap around the outside of the gem and hold onto it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything like that. It almost looks like it's just a hole that you push it into and hope that it stays there by friction alone.
Okay. So you're telling me that this is a poorly made structure that barely supports the ruby.
Correct.
Oh, I have a great feeling about
Okay, here's what's going to happen.
No, I'm having thoughts.
Here's what's going to happen. Cam's going to hand the hat back to Lord Leopard. We heard from the teenager that there had been a commotion in which he had bumped into the chef.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know where about that commotion happened?
I don't think Tome got that, but if he wants, if the other mentions it, Tome can head over and ask.
I mean, he bumped into the chef when the chef was stepping out of the kitchen, so it'd have to be around there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is there
Me
a
already
potted
forming
plant?
theories.
Is there a potted plant nearby?
Actually, do we know if the chef actually made it to the buffet table?
You are welcome to investigate.
All right, I want to investigate the buffet table.
All right.
I am so excited right now.
Oh, I think I have an idea.
All right. Alright, so that was a 15 on the dice, so that's a total of 26.
Perfect. All right. So you go over to the buffet table, and it seems as though the chef and the butlers have been trying to keep it fairly well stocked. The thin red dip is quite low in comparison to everything else on the table. And unlike when Phineas was looking at it earlier, the sort of the raised stand that was in the middle of the buffet table now has a bowl of this sort of panna cotta-like pudding on it. With that 26, as you're looking around, you can like there's the normal amount of spillage that is expected around like dips and things that, you know, people are slobs even when it's a fancy party. It can't be helped.
Yeah.
But the around the pudding in particular, there are some splats, and you are a noir detective, so blood splatters, I suppose. You can sort of tell that this pudding, there are splatters of this pudding on the red tablecloth. So this is a panna cotta, so a white pudding on a red tablecloth, and you can tell from the directions of the splatters that it's not I was scooping myself some pudding and it dripped off the ladle. This is a directional splatter, so someone had put it down way too roughly. I'm gonna get you to roll a survival.
A survival?
For food knowledge.
Interesting.
For food knowledge.
Okay.
I was gonna say, could I?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
That's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
Ooh.
Great.
Same modifier.
Great. All right. So with a 19, you may or may not partake of panna cotta. I will let you be the call on that. But you do know that panna cotta is not the kind of pudding that splatters. It is a solid pudding made with sometimes with gelatin. It's that kind of consistency, like Jell-O-ish. So it only will splatter if it's already been broken up. And it would have been put down fresh from the kitchen.
All right.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. He's going to look to the others and wave them over.
Tome walks over.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
Leo is redirected from his trying to track down the panda.
and he says, I have a hunch. This is not my trope, but if I am right, I am going to be so mad. Does anybody have gloves better than these? And he's going to like show, he looks at like his like fucking cartoon gloves.
So Phineas actually reaches into his inside of his like dress and pulls out a pair of real kind rubber gloves.
That works. One of the pinking finger is like flopping because he only has like one of those like 4-fingered hands.
Oh my god.
Bro, get yourself better gloves made for your hands.
Raise your standards, King.
I was literally about to have Leo cast Mage Hand and go digging in the pudding.
I was also gonna reach with Mage Hand because I have it out.
Do you want to?
Double Mage Hand.
Double Mage Hand.
The hands grasp each other.
Hand an unlovable hand.
Hand an unpuddingable hand.
They go into the pudding.
All right. How many hands are going into the pudding?
2 hands.
2
All right.
Mage Hands.
Splendid. Can I get you both to roll a dex? Just a straight dex.
Straight. Okay.
Sure.
Or actually, you can use sleight of hand if you like.
Are you sure?
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Please let them. Please let them, because they need to make up for what I just rolled.
You have no idea what you just unleashed right there.
Oh wait, hold on. No, never mind. That's Thief Stools, not a. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, one of these things is not like the other one.
I just take a handful of pudding out and I eat it. No.
Yeah. No. So, Phineas, your mage hand goes in and grabs a handful and pulls it out, and you can see it's holding it a little too tightly, and you can see this white panna cotta pudding just sort of oozing between the fingers of your mage hand and dropping back into the bowl. Gross. That sure looks like it has texture.
It sure is texture.
Leo,
Phineas decast mage hand, let it fall in.
Leo, you reach your mage hand in, and it pulls out a very, very large ruby from the center of the bowl.
Oh my god! Okay. Alright. Well, okay.
Can Tome see this happening?
Yeah.
Tome face plants. Like not like face palms, not face plants, face palms.
Anime pratfall.
Phineas is gonna cast Prestidigitation on the ruby to clean it.
Okay. Alright, well, okay.
The mystery of the ruby is solved, Lord Leopard.
My ruby! And he's just sort of grabby hands.
Ruby.
So like he's now
Yeah,
he's got little stubby little fingers and he's just a grabby hands.
Leo lowers it before he hands it over. He's like, Lord Leopard, for the love of the score, please, please, please get a better hat made for this ruby if you're gonna wear it.
The supports on your hat were incredibly weak, and that's why it fell off.
Oh, my precious ruby. Oh, you've all done such a wonderful job. You found it. I cannot thank you enough.
He's not listening.
Cannot thank you enough. Jeeves,
Yeah, right.
ensure they are rewarded appropriate half the estate each. Oh, of course. Oh, yes. And he's like cleaning his ruby with his handkerchief.
I'll take it.
And he wanders off. And you can hear him muttering as he wanders off. What a long day you've had. Come. And he motions to Jeeves to give you some compensation for your efforts.
So I understand half the state each.
That's 4 halves. That's not
That's
how
fine
that
by me.
works. That's not how that works.
They invented new math. I'm sure they can make it work.
Dude.
Jeeves has had this happen so many times before, where someone pleases the good Lord tries to give like 100% tip.
I mean, I'll take a smaller ruby if that's what you got.
Phineas.
There is just this very, very straight-laced butler. Just the good Lord goes past, just allow me to step in, and he will be coming forward. You are each going to get 25 gold. We are not bankrupting the good Lord.
Fine, I'll take it.
You will also be given a second piece of stuff, and you know Jeeves is going to do this fancy because you've been nice. Well, you've solved the case. You've not been nice.
I disagree. I've been very nice to Butler Jeeves.
Very nice.
I have never met this man in my life.
So Jeeves will disappear for a moment, come back with small, like, decently sized things of gold for each of you, and then on a silver tray just hold out these 4 envelopes. Whis, would you like to explain what these are for our fine guests?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so yes, you each get a little bundle of 25 gold pieces, and you have an envelope which has the seal of the ruby ball. So it was the same sort of thing that was on the invitation, but it's not like sealed. And inside it has a letter of recommendation, which mechanically, I am putting the mechanics in the chat for you.
Fuck!
Oh
Surprise!
You gave me a me!
Get
I'm
picked,
so
Marzi.
happy now.
God damn it! Fuck!
That's
I'm all right.
That's hilarious.
I'll take a magical item any day. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna fucking bite you.
Just
Oh my
casually
god.
add this to Tome's collection.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go grab that from the thing.
Yeah.
You gave me a me.
Gods. This is the best we're doing, Indy. We're not giving you half the estate. Maybe we can wrangle a peacock at some stage.
Leo doesn't need more birds.
Yeah, Tome would actually cry.
Yeah, so after Jeeves gives you your gold and your letter of recommendation, there is a motion to some of the other butler staff, and you can see that they're hurriedly talking in sign. And you can see the butlers kind of come over the buffet table, and one takes the pudding, which has been contaminated now, and takes it into the kitchen. And like they're cleaning up and whatnot. And the band is sort of motioned to, and the music starts up again, and they're sort of, the party kind of recommences in the most sort of awkward, well, I guess we'll just finish up what we're doing kind of way. But you are
right.
you are free to continue to enjoy the party or make your departure. You notice that after chatting to one of the butlers, Arvid and Astrid Cabbage Patch immediately leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Yeah.
It's smart, even.
And there is also, as this is sort of coming back into, I'll air quotes, normalcy, you can see the little yellow crab fling open that sideboard cupboard and go, aha! What a good game of hide and seek! And then the little green crab goes, dang, it was those tall fellows, I knew it!
I think Leo is gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I came here to go to a fancy party. I'm gonna behave like this is a fancy fucking party. And he's gonna find that girl wearing the pink dress and he's gonna fucking dance.
Hell yes. Okay. Phineas wanted to ask Tome for a dance.
Before Leo goes off, I'm trying to figure out how exactly he words this. Cam's gonna stop Leo, and he says, "Sorry I yelled at you, kid," and he's gonna hand him something.
Huh.
It's a business card for a tailor. It's called the Devil's Tailor. And she says, "You seem to like nice dresses. Just tell her that Cam sent you, and she'll know the rest."
Oh, you didn't have to do that. I am well aware that I'm kind of a crybaby.
And brows raise, and he says, "Yeah, your dad's kind of mean."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's really intense. Yeah. I assure you he is actually a little pathetic.
I'm like, most people who get to know Tome and realize he is actually a pushover.
He yeah, he just got really upset because I cried, but he should be used to that at this point. But thank you. I'll keep this in mind.
I was just gonna say that he has the vibe of a hissing ferret.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the rest of your party, kid. I'm heading out.
Okay, have a nice evening. Get home safe.
Yeah. As he's heading out, just takes off his coat, wings kind of curled around him, and he's just fucking outie.
Cool. Can I do something funny that'll absolutely aggro at least 2 people here?
Oh boy.
Sure.
Leo is gonna pocket that business card, and he is gonna take a breath, and he's gonna be so fucking cool and suave as he walks over to the girl in the pink dress, gives a low bow, and holds out his hand like, "Madam, may I ask for a dance?"
Oh my fucking god.
She is blushing immediately, and she's like, oh, yes? Yes, sure.
Phineas still near Tome.
Yeah.
Phineas hears Tome goes, oh, I am so telling his brothers about this.
Speaking of which, mixed Tome,
Yes.
might I have this dance?
Tome pauses and blinks, and I do have to roll a wisdom because he is Tome. So guess who got a nat 1?
Wow! Fucking ripping piss, old man.
He
Perish.
pauses, and you see, like, his brain actually process what you're asking, and, like, red covers his entire face before he's, I would be honored. And he takes your hand.
You're about to find out that Phineas is a very good dancer.
Nah.
Oh gosh. How
Aw.
bad is Tome at dancing?
Bro, it's kind of gay.
He's bad. Oh gosh, she's so bad at this actually.
That's all right. Just let him lead.
Yeah,
But-
Tome got a 6 in total. He is absolutely needing you to lead.
16 plus 8.
Damn.
Should I roll a performance?
If you want.
Go for it.
Alright, let's see.
You are a bard.
I am a bard. Performance is his other fucking high as fuck goddamn broken ass modifier. Jesus Christ. Alright, you little bard.
Oh, I just had an idea. Scrunkly goes over to Camembert and asks Camembert for a dance.
Adorable.
Camembert is so much bigger than Scrunkly.
And that's fine.
Oh my god.
At Comet, you coward whiz.
Oh god, on one hand this is so now Leo, but on the other hand I'm so sorry to that girl. Cause she's getting absolutely swept off her feet and she will never see Leo again.
Is that not why people go to parties?
You right.
True.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right. Well, do I want to do one more thing, or are we done? I think we're done. I might save that for another day. All right. Well, thank you guys. I hope you have had a wonderful time. My cheeks hurt from grinning so much. You're all
That was
wonderful.
the
This was
funniest
so
fucking
cute. This is
conclusion to this, Whis. Jesus Christ.
I'm so happy about this.
Whis, how does it feel being the funniest motherfucker in AI?
You
That
actually
was
were-
so fucking funny.
You were finally able to stump most of our detectives by not having a criminal.
That's so fucking funny.
I'm so glad that I picked up of like, wait, this person was paying attention to all of the clothes. Hold on. Let me ask about the hat.
See, like,
No.
even without the thing about the hat, Cam was already thinking about, like, trying to find, like, where exactly the commotion was happening.
Yeah, okay, before you went to the like to investigate on the table, my next idea would be to look under it. I would have looked under the table.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh god, Whiz!
Really
You fucking
That was
silly
so much
bitch,
fun.
you!
It was so good.
It was so good.
Oh,
that
I'm
was so much
glad.
fun.
I love that. What the fuck? That was the funniest fucking thing.
Thank you for giving my boy a break.
Oh, you're most welcome. I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my recording. Everyone say goodbye to the audience.
Yeah,
Bye,
same.
audience.
Bye.
Bye, audience. Bye.